guys? Welcome back to the ViceCityGamerz podcast. I'm Jay. We got BJ and Chris here as per usual. And we are a couple of guys from the Miami area who come together to talk everything gaming. What is going on with you guys? What's good in the hood?
Oh man, everything's great except for
Everybody
this
hydrating.
goddamn cold that's killing me. Other than that, everything's good, man. Playing Final Fantasy still. A little Castle Crashers for my boys over here, and what else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit was
that's about
fun.
it right now. Yeah, but Final Fantasy is taking a lot of my time, like always. I'm up to like 50 hours, 54 hours, I think. Nowhere near the end, so yeah, that kind of sucks.
Nothing, dog. Little Castle Crashers with the homies.
Yeah,
Shit
bro.
was dope. Brought back some memories.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I played a little bit of
Especially,
Stellar Blade, and
oh, yeah.
yeah, I think I'm copping that shit when it comes out. Yeah, man, the story, like, it's man, it reminds me of Ninja Gaiden. Like when they did the remakes for the Xbox, that 3D, man, it's
Right.
like wacky storytelling, but graphics are so hard, and the gameplay is super fun. And you see the skill tree, you can start unlocking like crazy combos and shit. I think
Dope,
I'm
dope,
getting it.
dope.
It's a done
Yeah,
deal. And Eve
especially
is like the baddest bitch in the game right now. So,
how about the
no?
skin? I heard there's like a skin outfit on there.
Yeah, man, kind of like the Green Lantern ring.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna spoil that shit, but when she gets out, you just see it start like taking form, and
Uh,
yeah, it's like the skin from the movie.
yeah. Right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Ooh, kind of like a Fifth Element style kind of thing.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
wacky, dope,
Nice,
dope.
nice, nice.
What's up with
Sounds
you,
good,
Jay?
yeah. People were saying a lot of positive things about it, so I'm gonna have to check out that demo. It's crazy what they could still squeeze out of the Switch. It's crazy. Like the game for to look that good and to be playing on the Switch is pretty impressive.
What
Um,
Stellar
No,
Blade?
no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no. It's on the
it's on the
PlayStation.
Oh,
Switch.
my bad, dude. I forgot that came out on the PlayStation. I was here thinking about it.
What?
I was thinking it came out on the Switch. You know what I was
Where?
thinking about? It's the
I'm
game
about to
that it's kind of
say.
like that. What's the one about Bayonetta? That's what it was.
Bayonetta.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
I was thinking
Oh,
Bayonetta, so I was like, damn, bro,
it's
how?
got Bayonetta vibes for sure.
It's
I
probably
was like, damn,
inspired.
that
See,
ass
that's
on
me.
a Switch? Nah, dog.
It's
It'll
a
be old. It'll
pixelated
be old
ass.
blocky. It'll be old blocky, bro.
Yeah. Well, I gotta give a big shout out to BJ's boy Aldo, who hooked it up, man. He
Nice.
found his old family Sega Genesis right here,
Oh shit.
Wow, that's all.
hooked it
That's dope.
up. He knows that I mess around with old consoles and well, he found out, and and yeah, man, he was like, take it, bro, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have this thing nice and pretty, and he doesn't know yet, but he's gonna find out once I get it all set up. I'm throw the tube TV right over here in the back
Uh,
of the car with the inverter,
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
gonna play it again. It's gonna be awesome, bro.
Nice, nice, nice,
It's gonna
nice.
be
Sega's
cool. I'm excited.
like
Mm.
Bruce Lee, like the GOAT, but he died too early. You know
Too
what
early,
I'm
too early,
saying?
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's because PlayStation
On
came
that
out
one.
that's
and
Sega.
Nah, man, don't blame everything on
Nah,
PlayStation.
it was
PlayStation did
more
not
than
kill
that.
Sega. You know who killed Sega?
They
Sega.
did. Yeah.
Sega dropped the
CD-ROM.
ball left and right.
it's
When
all Jim
when
Ryan's fault.
people go, yeah, when people go to the store to buy the newest console and they cannot figure out what is the new and what is the old, that's where you messed it up. And what happened is, not to go into that crazy ass rant, but the Sega of America guy was trying to tell Sega of Japan, which Sega was originally, or is originally, a Japanese company. They tried to tell him, listen, man, you're trying to appeal to Americans too, so they could you can make some money. It's the things that you're doing over there are not going to work here. Trust me. And they were like, nah, let's drop the 32X plugs on top of the Sega Genesis.
Right.
Um, this is going to revolutionize everything. The graphics were a little bit better, but it wasn't like game change or life changing, whatever. So then they put the Sega CD. Oh, wow, games on disc. This is it. But it barely looked better. So now people go to the store and they're like, what am I buying? The Genesis and Sega CD or the 32X? Which one is it? And then not even a year later, the Sega Saturn drops. Oh,
Right.
surely the Sega Saturn can play Sega CD games, backwards compatible. Surely that little slot on the back of the Sega Saturn could put in the Sega Genesis games and the 32X games, right? It's going to be the one-stop shop. No, it's something totally different. And it flopped because people here were just confused. And,
Right. On what it was.
so it's unfortunate because they had a very high, potential.
Yeah.
But and then they went for the Dreamcast, and I don't know enough about
Man,
what
that
happened with the
that should have been a
Dreamcast.
great. That could have been such a great console, man, and it was a great
Yeah,
console.
man,
But
that shit wasn't that they couldn't get any games because everybody was burning the games,
right,
myself included, without even
you
knowing.
pirate,
I kind of
pirate
killed the. Yeah,
Yeah,
your
man.
favorite system.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
second favorite
unfortunate.
system probably. That's
yeah,
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 man. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely
That
up
was
there.
that was such a
yeah.
what a shame.
It's like Paul Walker, bro. Gone too soon, man. I'm telling
Oh
Can't
man.
choose.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to my
It's
boy
been a
Paul
you.
long
Yeah.
Walker.
time.
Ah, my
Without you,
skyline
my
right
friend.
there.
Oh man, poor guy. I
Yeah,
liked him a
bro.
lot.
I know.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
That's too bad. But hey, you know what? Speaking of Dreamcast, did you guys hear about the Dreamcast Mini that's coming out?
I thought
Is it
I
really
sent you
now?
that I sent you
Because
that
it's
I sent you that for I sent you that guys for April Fool's Day. I'm not sure if it's real or not. I thought it was an
Nah,
April
nah.
Fool's joke, and I was trying to mess with BJ. Get his hopes up just to bring him back down, trying to keep him
bro,
home.
you did. I didn't even think about the time frame. I'm like, yo, mini Dreamcast, give me that shit, bro. I got my
Yeah, dude.
Dreamcast. I got a few games, nothing
Right,
crazy, and like
and the
hey, that's automatic. Take my
and the
money.
lineup was dope, and the lineup was
Yeah.
dope too. The lineup was
Yeah,
super dope. Crazy
Yeah. When I
Taxi.
first
and
saw it,
so
my
it's not
plans were
real.
already. No,
No,
man.
okay, no,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately, bro.
April Fool's joke.
April
That
Fools.
sucks.
Got
Sorry.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out a couple of April Fool's things that were pretty interesting, like Resident Evil 1 VR, which sounded
Yeah.
pretty interesting to have that forest part in the beginning, running away from the dogs and everything, and then to explore that mansion. It would have been cool, but apparently some guy, some graphic artist made this whole
Yeah.
advertisement thing for it. It looked really legit, but of course, April 1st.
You can't take
Yeah.
anything that day. That day, you get if any news you get is like that. Remember that what magazine was it? Like gaming magazine. They should do Infar like every April, like Far something. It
Oh
was a fake
yeah.
issue. I
I think it
forgot what
was
it's called. I think
GamePro.
it was
I
GamePro.
think it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
GamePro
It's called
magazine had that.
it's
Every
called
April it had like some
Infars
made
or
up
something like that.
stuff.
Right, and it was like a whole
Yeah, dude.
thing of made up games, and it was pretty cool. Infars or something like that. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, and something that is not an April Fool's joke, but happened around the same time is that I guess the Dreamcast 2 is coming out. It's going to be made by Russia. Have you guys heard of this?
Yeah. No, that's not what they say. Stop spreading fake news there.
This guy, he got jokes, bro.
No, poor Sega.
No, that wasn't
No,
the news. Tell them the actual news. Tell them the actual news.
yeah. So apparently, I guess Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation are finally officially no longer going to be selling consoles in Russia due to Russia being Russia the last few years. And surprised that now is when it's stopping, but I don't know. But apparently Vladimir Putin said, "All right, just like Starbucks stopped and we're making our own Starbucks, and McDonald's stopped, we're making our own McDonald's." Apparently, he said that he wants them to make a game console, and he wants them to also make some kind of cloud-based system so that people could play their games on the cloud. And what was the other one? The cloud, the console. Oh, and a handheld console. So he's ahead of the game, man.
Really?
He's in the know. He's like, I know
Mm.
Xbox is working on a handheld. We got to get on that handheld game.
I think he's
So,
been
but
talking
man,
to Jim Ryan. I think he's been talking to Jim Ryan.
oh god, I'm gonna get you that bobblehead, dude. I'm gonna
Jim
get you that Jim
Ryan.
Ryan bobblehead for your
I
backdrop.
mean, I still got to get my trophy, which has been like 4 or 5 months now. I still haven't got my trophy yet.
Oh yeah, so next month.
Next month,
I'll get it to you on April 1st.
April 1st next year.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, but I wonder who like I don't know, man. I mean,
Who's
when
gonna
it comes
make
about
games for that shit?
right, it's gonna be all it's gonna be Call of Duty by Russia against Ukraine kind of thing. Which is I'm sorry for saying it, but that's probably what they'll end up doing.
Yeah, because that's a big part
You
of it.
know,
Like to make the console
right,
from scratch is bad enough, but who's gonna make games for it? What kind of games are you gonna make? It's nobody's gonna support that. Like it's gonna be a hell of a venture. I mean, Google couldn't do it with the Stadia.
right.
Amazon apparently has something, but like we don't really hear about it or anything. Netflix, same thing. These guys are all trying. They all have unlimited funds, and it's just not easy to do that. It's not easy to start from scratch.
But
You have,
I think for
hmm,
them it'll be easier because since they don't have any systems like here, like they're not gonna get what was it Nintendo and what else was it Nintendo and PlayStation and Microsoft. Oh no, was it all three?
all yeah, the big three.
So nobody's going to be able to get any consoles over there, and I wonder if they're going to boycott any consoles over there once So they have
They
their
probably
pickings
won't
right there.
sell any of them.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, so we have no other choice but to get this Russia Comic Con 2000, whatever the hell they're going to call it.
But
Russia
was
Comic
that a
Con.
hoax as well?
No,
I
no,
don't
that's actually. I think that was true. It was something I saw that on regular
know.
news.
Oh wow, I thought that was a hoax for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Apparently that one was somewhat legit. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't know that much about games. I'm sure somebody came to him and probably briefed him, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead, do it." And then they turned around and said it like if Putin said it. But yeah, I guess we'll see consoles
Well,
from them. It's got to be the next big flop. They have no idea the undertaking, but
I'll be
yeah,
surprised. You know what? I'll believe it when Jim Ryan defects to Russia.
should be the best thing ever. Though. It's like all their athletes on steroids, all these UFC fighters,
yeah.
fucking monster wrestlers. All they
Well,
do is
Right.
train, train, train. These guys are
You
in
gotta
a
make
fucking lab just tweaking away.
Well, what's interesting
they
is
don't
they don't care about the law and the rest of the world, so they may very well just copy or rip off,
right. They have their own
one of these
Zangief,
consoles. Yeah,
do
yeah,
Street
and then
Fighter,
just yeah, they might just do their own thing, copied
and,
from everybody, and not worry about
and
it.
You
and in the
Xbox,
end,
PlayStation,
Yeah,
and in the end, like
mashed together, bro.
you
X
remember the
Station.
end of like Street Fighter Two when Zangief wins, he's dancing with what was the guy with they had like like the birthmark on his forehead? What is his name? What?
Vega.
No, no, no. The president of Russia back then. It was Mikhail Gorbachev. It looks like a guy from like
Oh,
Mikhail Gorbachev dancing with Zangief doing the little dance with the feet in the air. You remember that?
Oh, yeah,
And
right,
yeah.
right.
they'll change it with the Putin and him and Zangief doing that dance and shit.
Oh
That'll be pretty
boy,
funny.
the possibilities are endless. They're gonna make a game about how a massive country can't take down a small country.
Oof.
Um, anyways,
Oh, shots fired.
yeah,
We're gonna get our internet
yeah,
wiped out by some.
yeah. Let's not get hacked. Let's move on. Sorry, Russia.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Sorry, sir. We still like
so
vodka.
I don't know what you guys want to talk about, man. I know that they let some more info came out on Hellblade 2. Are you guys excited for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah,
that
yeah.
dropped? I didn't see it.
So the big
Appar-
controversy, I think, with it, they were saying that for what the consoles are now, they should be playing, at least 60 frames per second. I think, that every game should be 60 frames per second. Apparently, Hellblade is going to be 30 frames per second. So people are, making a big thing out of it, saying, "Oh, why do we have this powerful console and you still can't play games at 60 frames per second?" So that was one of the big things they were talking
Well,
about.
if the game is designed to be like that, like usually like those shooters online
Right.
and stuff like I get the 60 frames. I would want that over graphics, but this game I feel like is meant to be different. If you guys played Hellblade 1, I don't think 30 frames is going to affect that shit that much. But this Hellblade 2 looks incredible. That's the way they designed it because they wanted to add more stuff, whether it be better voice acting, better graphics, you know. I think that should be okay. Not everything has to be 60.
Right.
You could still get a smooth experience with 30. It just depends on what type of game it is.
And
That's
they were
my
saying
opinion.
there's also the only issue is there's only one mode. There's no performance mode on it. Not to have the
Yeah, it's
performance
meant
mode.
to be
Yeah,
played one type of way. Yeah.
yeah.
If
So there's no
people
performance mode.
people don't understand the detail that was in the first one. In the first one, all right, Ghost of Tsushima had a pretty cool design for open world, where like the wind would blow in the direction that they
Right,
need you to go for the mission.
right.
So
Sick.
it would be like a natural thing, like you just get directed by nature. And
Right.
here, this lady is like mentally unstable. Like she's schizophrenic. So the voices in her head are like, "Go left, go left, go left. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going?"
Hmm.
And like the voices
It's
start
creepy.
whispering. So if you're going in
Yeah,
the wrong direction, they start saying, "What are you doing? Where are you going? You don't know anything." Like, and
yeah.
then you just follow that until the voices start leading you in the right way. And just
Uh,
that alone was like when you're wearing headphones,
that's
you,
gotta be
you, you
spooky.
hear them from like all different angles, man. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. The technology they got in Hellblade was ridiculous, and the first game was pretty fucking dope, man. So I'm excited about this second one. However they
Yes,
want to
sir.
say it, however long that is, I don't need no 20-hour long, 40-hour, 50, 60-hour games. If it's 8, 10
Right.
hours, I'm still in it. I heard that they're even selling it for like $40 or something like that.
Right, because it's only gonna be like 7 to 8 hour gameplay. I think they were saying.
Yeah, man, but
I
that's
think
what
that's
the
fine.
game's designed to do.
I mean, Call
As
of
long
Duty
as
Modern
they got
Warfare
a
3 was what?
dope ass story, man.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was
Huh?
like what? 2 hours gameplay.
Yeah, bro.
Ouch.
Ouch. Sorry,
Yeah, it's they
Activision. Sorry.
said I, as you can imagine there is that like controversy because like I'll be the first one to say it. The box of my PS5 says on it 8K 120 hertz or something like that.
Right.
So it should say, or actually, I'm sorry, it says my bad. It says 4K 60, I think. I don't remember. But even if it says 4K 60, it should these consoles should say 4K or 60 or 4K or 120 or whatever it's going to be
Or
because
up to
you
right.
know,
Or
yeah,
say
yeah, up
it
to
could play him
because
up to
but the thing
up
is,
to 60 frames or up to 4K or up to 8K.
yeah,
You
but it's
know.
like a marketing thing, it's the next generation is here. Okay, so on the PS3, you had a lot of 720p, some games were 1080. PS4, PS4 Pro, you had 1080 and then you had like the 1440 like an in between, and then they had this system that's like a mesh system that it's kind of complicated, but the point is that it can like fake 2K or and sometimes 4K. And then finally you have these new consoles. So you're thinking, okay, we're two generations, into now. We've had 1080p for two generations. Surely we're gonna have 4K now, right? And 60, and it's just been a struggle for both consoles. Now it might be like the usual thing, like the PS3 at the very end of its life. Here comes The Last of Us, just doing incredible things. So maybe that'll happen towards the end of these consoles generation where people will manage to get 4K 60 games. Like with Final Fantasy, it's like using tricks to appear like 4K, but
Bless you.
it's bless you, but
Excuse me, thanks.
it's getting the 60 frames, so it looks super buttery smooth, but also has incredible graphics. But the big thing with Hellblade was they hyper focused on the graphics. Like ever since they first showed that game a very long time ago, like I think they revealed it with when they revealed the Xbox, if I'm not mistaken, like together. So even before the Xbox X was out, that game was being showed, and you saw the graphics; it looked like real life. And then some of the reviewers, because that's what happened now, is that reviewers are getting their hands on it, are saying that this is like, from something you shared with us, Chris, this is the first time I feel like we're actually in the next generation because of how
Right.
good it looks. So the
Right.
comparison they said is when you watch regular TVs and movies, it's actually 24 frames a second, not 30.
Right.
So they're saying, oh, 30, it's better than movies. And what we're trying to do is a cinematic experience.
Right.
So that's where they were
Right.
kind of like, wait. If it's supposed to be more like a movie, then it's okay that it's 30 frames. And frankly, something that looks that good is very difficult, if not impossible, to get it running, even on a PS5 or an Xbox Series S. You can't get both yet, unfortunately. Maybe on the PS5 Pro, which is a whole other
Oh,
topic. If it
I
comes
know,
to the
right?
Yeah, because they're saying like if it's a $50 game and they're not coming out physical, they're saying that this might be one that eventually will get to the PS5. And if it
Mm.
comes out on the PS5 Pro, looking better than on the X, I don't know.
It's not gonna happen, bro. But
Would
nice
give it
try,
10 out of
Jay.
10.
You don't think so?
Nice try, Jay.
This one I want to put bets on.
It's not gonna happen.
I
I
don't
would
know.
bet you.
Well,
Yeah,
I would bet you that
let's make a
that's not
bet.
coming out on PlayStation.
we're gonna have to make a
And
bet.
if it,
We'll figure out the terms between episodes, and next episode we'll let you know what the terms are gonna be.
Hmm?
Because I have a feeling, you know, I think this is gonna be one of them. But that's based on nothing. That's just speculation. The price is kind of weird, and you know, but there is something you said a while back, BJ, that's stuck in my head. That's been living in there. I thought Hellblade was just going to be like a big, crazy, incredible game, like a big, which it seems like it still is going to be. Because I think they said even like 8 hours. I mean, personally, I'm tired of really long games. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy Seven, Final Fantasy Seven
oh
is an
Jesus!
exception. Bro, if that
God of
game
War,
lasts me until the
Jesus.
next Final Fantasy, yeah, dude, 30-hour games, 40-hour games, it's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. But you had mentioned that you didn't think it would be Game of the Year material, and it stuck with me. I'm like, what do you mean? Like I thought that was like a AAA full on game or whatever, but you don't think it would be? It's that tier that tier of a game, or if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, to me, I don't know how to explain this. To me, it's not a grand adventure, right? It was a very
Mm,
linear game, a very linear story. You play it, it's kind of, if you die, you start all the way over, you know?
mm.
It's like,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very different of a game. And I don't think in this, for example, certain genres can never be a game of the year, right?
Right.
When have you ever seen a racing or a fighting game be game of the year?
Yeah, hundred
I feel
percent.
Well,
like this would fall into that category.
right.
Like it's just, it's very simple, man. There's nothing much to it. You just go in a straight line and just immerse yourself in the world and the story.
Yeah.
Mm.
The combat was okay. It wasn't anything out of this world, but I don't think that it would be game of the year. Now, best graphics or some shit like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll
Mm.
win an award for that, but not game of the year.
Maybe, yeah.
The game of the years are for the Boulder Gates, you know,
That just get,
the
and
Grand Adventures, the Elden Rings.
I could already
Huh?
tell you who's going to win this year too. I already tell you who's going to win this year.
With Dragon's
And
Dogma.
if I win, no, 100%.
You think
100%. That
so?
game's getting 100%. Even
Dragon's
when,
Dogma?
yeah, it'll win game of the year this year.
I was actually on
100%.
the fence of buying that, but I'm just tired of these long ass games like Jason. I was
Yeah,
like,
but
I'm not doing it. I'm not.
it'll go against Final Fantasy. I think it'll be those two, Final Fantasy and Dragon's Dogma this year. And what else is coming out this year that's
I
going to
feel
be
like
supposed to be?
Rebirth got a lot more love than Dragon's Dogma
Oh
because I
no, but
see
Dragon's
some people really hate Dragon's Dogma and some people really love that shit.
yeah, but people are
But I
loving
feel
it, man.
like Final Fantasy was always up.
I'm
Everybody
telling you,
loves
man.
that shit.
I
Yeah,
know,
that came out.
that's a nostalgia
Final
game.
Fantasy came out done. Like I haven't even gotten any big updates. Like they've done tiny little updates, but it wasn't like
Yeah,
you download the game now download the update. It just worked. And Dragon's Dogma apparently had some issues in the beginning, but they fixed the bulk of them, and now apparently there's another patch gonna fix it up. So I think some people were frustrated in the beginning, and some haters now had fuel to hate on it.
Not to
But
mention like microtransactions, right? There
yeah,
was some controversy
oh
there a couple
yeah.
weeks ago.
Bro, it's like single player game offline, but they force you to collect online and they stick these microtransactions in your face.
that
I guess
sucks.
that's the new norm. but
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's really obnoxious. And you know the big problem there is I think it happened with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Is that the one that was really an open world game? The
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the problem was that um, they had microtransactions to gain experience so that you could level up faster. And the problem there is if they're putting that there, how do we know that they didn't make it like push the goalpost back? How do we know that they didn't just make it harder to level up to push
So
you to buy
make it
these
play to
things?
win. I mean, pay to win
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
People
Which
were
is
saying like they were
dog shit.
going from mission to mission to mission, and then they couldn't beat the bosses because they just weren't powerful enough. They had to go back out and
Right.
grind. That doesn't happen in many
Right.
games. It's almost like a sabotage, like they did it on
Well,
purpose.
we did that in Final Fantasy VII, the original for the PlayStation. We had to go
Hmm.
back and grind, because when you fight the Turks for the second time, they annihilated me. I had to go back and forth and get stronger and go fight the Turks again in the original Final Fantasy. But yeah, I agree with you, man. This whole thing, pay to win microtransaction thing, is getting
Yeah.
out of hand. But once again, people keep doing it, keep spending their money. Look at Fortnite. Fortnite is a free game, right? Download it for free,
Yeah.
play it for free. You want new skins, you pay for it. So people are willing to spend their money on things like this. So that's why the industry keeps doing it, and we keep getting shafted, getting
Yeah, man.
half-ass made games.
But what you said makes a lot of sense, BJ, especially now. I pulled up a list of the game awards for the last like almost 10 years. And then last year was Baldur's Gate. In 2022 was Elden Ring. 2021 is an oddball. It was a game, It Takes Two. You guys know about that?
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah,
Takes
yeah,
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 Two.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go
PlayStation
into it.
game, right?
Oddball. Yeah, I think so. It was originally exclusive on PlayStation, but I think now it's on everything. Um, and then before that, The Last of Us 2, and
Mm-hmm.
then 2019 Sekiro, 2018 God of War, 2017 Breath of the Wild. You're
Wow.
seeing the pattern of these huge open world story
Sekiro,
games.
Hmm.
man, that's
Hmm.
a tough game too. Sekiro was a tough game.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. So I
Yeah.
guess even the Souls games get a chance out here.
Right.
God of
Yeah.
War, Breath of the Wild in 2017. Another weird one, Overwatch in 2016. I don't like those games. And The Witcher 3 in
Hey, hey,
2015.
hey,
Oh,
hey.
you liked
Enough of the
Overwatch?
slander, bro.
Overwatch. Well,
You
Overwatch
liked
was
Overwatch came out
Overwatch?
fire.
of nowhere, and
Yeah.
I had a great time with my boys,
Man,
Oh, that's
and they
good,
stay
still
bro.
play
updated for
that
a little
shit to
bit.
this day.
Oh, really? That's good,
I
man.
We were big on Overwatch. It came out of
Yeah.
nowhere, and like
Hmm.
the mix of
The
characters
mechanics.
and yeah, it was
And it
very fun,
hasn't
man.
changed
Yeah.
ever since. Even-
Yeah,
they made a
but
sequel. It's like the same game.
this is exactly why I can't stand when they do
Well,
this.
you could
Overwatch
say the
was a
thing about
live
Call of
service
Duty.
game. You don't need to make a second part. You kill it in my eyes. The same shit
Right.
Yeah.
with Destiny. It should never have been Destiny 2.
No.
Destiny was the world. It should have stayed Destiny. I fell off, man.
Yeah.
Just
When they
Well,
when they
revamp
make
it, add
these
some new
sequels,
content.
what's the point of being
yeah.
live service if you're
Right.
gonna make sequels like that?
You know what's a
Right.
perfect example of that? World of Warcraft.
Called
World of
World of
Warcraft
Warcraft.
has been World of Warcraft for like what 20 years almost, and every time
It
they
should
add
be
something,
20.
yeah, exactly, and every time they do an update, they open a new island or they add a
Right.
different species or they add a different class, but it's still World of Warcraft. You could still go back to the first place you started playing almost 20 years ago if you wanted to, you know? And that's how it should be. I think you're absolutely right. Overwatch 2 killed Overwatch in
Killed
my opinion.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the cool thing about Overwatch, and not I don't even know any other companies that do this really. All of the updates were free. All the new characters, you
Mm.
didn't have to buy. They didn't have like expansions like that. Just all the const. It was just $60 for the game, if I remember correctly, and
Right.
all the content is free from then on.
Right.
Mm.
And every so often they added more content and
So
more content, which was great.
they did have loot boxes and shit that you can purchase, but
Ah,
it's for cosmetic purposes.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
it wasn't like
But
to win or get an advantage in the game. Shout out to the Reinhardt mains.
All
If you
right.
know, you know.
I don't know. If you guys haven't heard yet, they started reworking again on Knights of the Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Republic.
Yeah,
They're back at it again,
Nice.
so this hopefully it comes out
choppy
soon,
because
man.
it got. I heard it got canceled, and then like they were
Mm-hmm.
killing it, and now it's back on. I didn't
Yeah,
know if
man.
that was a April Fool's or
No, no,
I don't know what's real
I
anymore though.
But that new Avengers game it's more of like the Overwatch route, is what
Right.
they're
You
saying.
mean Marvel
That Marvel game, is that what it is?
Rivals? Yeah, yeah.
There you
Marvel
go.
Rivals.
Yeah. From my understanding, it's more in that, like the ones that have like the big shield in Overwatch, I guess would be the equivalent of like the Hulk,
Right.
where he's like he's
The
defense or
Thing, the
something
Hulk,
like
yeah.
that. So it's like
Yeah,
a
he's like a
similar
tank.
concept.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
powerful, but they're slower. But the Hulk, I saw him leap like in that trailer. He jumped like
Oh yeah.
high and fast as fuck. If
I'm
they
excited to
do
try
this
that one out.
right, they got something. Because these arena, all right. The
Shooters,
thing
yeah.
about these games like Overwatch is that I don't have a lot of time to play anymore. I get on 2 3 games. They're not they're not too short, but they're not too long.
Hmm.
So it was like perfect, man.
That's what
Like
she
it's
said.
not something that you have to like rebirth. This guy's like, yo, I got 28 hours. I feel like I haven't done shit. You know, it's like
Yeah, it's
no,
not that
man.
kind
You
of
get
thing.
on, you have fun. You guys try to
Yeah.
back each other up. Everybody
Right.
has a role to play, and then those type of things when you're playing with your friends, in my opinion, are like the best. Like the
Yeah.
Halos.
Castle Crashers,
If
bro.
we're
Come on,
doing
Castle
like capture
Crashers.
the flag and everybody's doing their job, and then we
Right.
just murk everybody, it's like one of the most
Yeah.
fun things.
That when you
Triple
I
play with your
kill,
feel
let's
like
homie.
go.
That you
I
play
feel
with your
you,
Ah.
homie. You playing Helldivers
Chris.
with
You're
your
gonna have to
boy,
tell
and
me
then he
if
shots in the
I'm
back of the head.
that you got me, bro. That's where I was going. But if you think about it, Helldivers is similar in the sense that everybody is like the same class basically. You just pick your different weapons and stuff like that. But you basically have to kind of assign jobs as the game gets more complicated
Right,
because
right, right.
you
Yeah,
can't
you
just
can't
all right,
just
everybody
run
run
and
and
gun.
gun.
Yeah, yeah.
And like that meme goes, if I tell you to run, just run.
Just run.
And it's like even if I stay behind, just run because somebody needs to survive so they could respawn us. So
You
it's
think they
pretty
pull
cool.
Helldivers up there for Game of the Year?
Maybe multiplayer game of the year, it,
Yeah, it
if
should.
that's
It's a good game.
whatever that is.
Hopefully,
If you
I
think about
hopefully
it,
it
think
that
gets a
one,
Kona award.
yeah.
it
I
has
mean,
no.
if Dave the
Yeah, I
Diver's
think
on
it
there for
will.
yeah,
This guy
if
with
Dave
the
the
Dave the
if Dave the
Diver.
Diver was on there for an award, I mean, why not Helldivers, right? Has a word
Hey,
diver in it.
look, Chris, Dave the Diver is free on PlayStation this
I'm
month, so
not playing
snag
it.
it up. Snag it up.
You know, I'm gonna snag it up just to see what the big old thing about it is.
Mm,
Right? You got something,
and then you're gonna put 28 hours
the
into it.
ah shit. No, man. No, 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 no. No way. No way. No way. No way.
Hey, I would tell you one thing though. I think hell. What is it called?
Helldivers?
Why am
Oh
I
hell. Oh,
hell
oh Dave the
divers?
Diver.
I was gonna say hell raisers for some reason. Um, I think it is gonna get an award for something. Look at how how loved it was.
Oh, how
It's
loved it
like
is.
Yeah.
People
acclaim,
loving it,
man.
man.
So many people playing that shit. Everybody loves it, but I don't think it's gonna be a game of the year type shit.
No,
But I
Nah,
will
I
say
doubt it.
this:
no.
It
just
has
like
no
last
story,
year,
really,
yeah, no story.
or
It's
it has
no
like this
chance.
much story.
Um, the just like last year, this year is gonna be straight fire with these
Fire.
games, man.
Fire, fire, fire,
Mm.
fire,
Just look
fire.
at like the graphical powerhouses that we have going on now.
Yes.
The the Stellar Blades, the Hellblade, the Indiana Jones.
Oof. We hadn't even gotten to
Everything's
that part.
looking.
We hadn't even gotten there
I feel
yet
like
to that part of
that's
it.
what I'm saying. That's just the
Mm.
just I just named like a couple of the shit that's coming out.
Man.
That Marvel game that they just announced with Captain America
Right.
and Black Panther.
Yes,
Oh
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was that supposed to come out this year?
I don't know.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
Because
assuming so.
But I wonder what the cutoff is going to be. Like, are they going to do like a cutoff this year? Like, after this month, any games
I
after
don't.
this month are going to go to next year?
They never do that. They
Wow.
always are just like as long as it came out before the award show, they're including it.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
it's you're
Okay.
winning the award for 2023. Imagine if you made a game in 2023, it came out at the end of October, like a lot of games do, like Spider-Man did and stuff like that, and then you can't get the award at all because your game came out too late. It's incentivizing people to rush the game out. So I don't think that'll work like that.
Hmm.
As long as it comes out before the show, most likely it'll be a candidate.
Oh, man. I,
Theoretically, I don't know.
we'll see.
I don't know. Oh, by the way, speaking of that Marvel's Overwatch game, I saw that it has 18 characters, including X-Men.
Yes.
Marvel
Pretty
Ooh.
Rivals.
exciting. Rivals, thank you.
I
I hope
wanna
the
get some Cyclops action in that.
I
Zap a
hope the poor Rogue with
motherfucker
the
from the
booty
other
in it.
side of the stage, bro.
I hope that Rogue's butt to it too. They put Rogue out there, but with a booty, Stellar Blade style.
Ah, they don't fake it like this new X-Men
X-Men
97.
97. What a great
They
show, though.
completely
This guy's
took
missing
the
out,
ass
man.
out of all the characters, bro. Not even
No ass
Wolverine
for
and
you.
Sabretooth guy.
They're like this.
Trust me, I looked.
They're like this. Nice and flat.
Oh man.
Damn.
Maybe
Pretty
that's
savage
what
when
Magneto
you got a
Hulk
hitting
bigger
was
that
butt than
jumping
now.
Rogue,
after.
man.
That's probably why the Hulk jumped. He went out there. He was chasing Rogue.
Oh boy.
Man, listen, you
Nah,
need to catch up.
they
You need to catch up because I want to talk about this goddamn show, and you're holding
For
us back.
sure. So I have
Hold us
less than
back.
I have 14 or 13 episodes left of the old series, and I'm done. And I'm gonna binge the new one, and I'll be ready for next time for sure, 100%.
You better start binging
100%.
tonight. Next episode.
I've been
next
doing it.
episode, I want to be able to talk.
We got this,
I've
bro.
been
We're
waiting.
gonna lift the what do they call it?
The embargo or the spoil.
The embargo, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
We're gonna lift the VCG embargo.
Dying
are
to
you
talk about
guys
this damn
gonna
game.
end up checking that out though? Marvel Rivals? Does that interest you at all?
Yeah, 100%. Of course,
I
man.
think
Anything
so.
Marvel, X-Men.
Especially if it sounds, yeah, if it sounds good in the beginning, I'll jump on it. Even if it's just like Overwatch, as long as it's fun, that'll be more of an incentive for me to play. Just all these cool characters, 18 of them to choose from. Yeah, you got me. I'll
I
be
hope
down
my
to try
boy's
that.
on there. My boy will definitely be on
Wolverine?
there. I think. Yeah.
I know, bro. I don't think
Oh,
I
I
saw
can't
him
wait.
on that trailer, man.
He's gonna be a
That's what
hell
I
of a
was looking.
berserker. He's gonna be a hell of a berserker.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That'd be a guy. I want to see it. Hopefully, Spider-Man is nice like Spider-Man is, not like the Avengers game.
You want to Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, or you want what's the other guy's name?
I forget
Oh,
that kid's name.
the little Hispanic
No, man. Tobey Maguire played the original Spider-Man, and then
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Do you want a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, or you want a Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Yeah, I don't want either, dog. I want an Andrew Garfield, bro.
Nah, that dude was
Okay.
garbage.
You're crazy. He's the best one, dog. That's the only Spider-Man that made me cry, dog. He's
Wow.
tall
You should've played
and
Green
skinny
Lantern.
like Spider-Man. Oh god.
I just thought that he was too confident. Like Spider-Man's supposed to be all like, "Oh, hey, sorry guys, this and that, whatever." But sometimes he felt very confident. I don't know.
Bro, you
I don't
start feeling yourself when you get powers and shit, bro.
Yeah.
But
guess
in
so.
school setting and shit, he was like mad, like, oh, hey, like
Hey,
very
Mary
jumpy.
Jane. Hey, Mary Jane.
But imagine if you're like you are right now, and all of a sudden you can lift up your whole desk with one hand and shit, and you can.
What are you saying? I ain't shit right now, or what?
I'm just saying, dog. Like, imagine
I
you
can lift
get
my
that.
desk.
You can
He
fucking
said-
just
He
soar
said your
like
wife got bigger arms than you do.
you spin
Yeah,
your desk on your finger and shit. They have a chance to do something very, very good with this Marvel Rivals, because Overwatch I think is dying down. Like, I haven't been on it
Right.
for a while since they got Overwatch 2. And my friends, they play here and there, but they're not like hard like they were. Since that type of formula worked so well for the few years that the games were running. When was it Game of the Year? You had just said it.
I'll tell you right now. Please hold. 2016. Wow.
2016. Look at how many years that thing was bumping.
Damn, it beat out Fallout then, I guess. Fallout
Wow.
4.
Yeah, nah, it was dope, man. It was real dope. I think if you guys were to go back and you
no.
play with the right people, that's the thing. You gotta play with your friends, man.
Right.
If
you
you're
can't
playing
play,
that type of game with just random people that you don't know,
it
it's
gets
not
boring
as
'cause
fun.
Everybody's
at
doing
all.
their own damn thing. They're not communicating. You know.
Yeah, dude.
Kinda like
We just
Handheld.
played a 9-year-old game together, multiplayer. We had a blast. Castle
Yeah.
Crashers.
Castle Crashers is dope.
Try it out.
Yeah,
It's on sale.
100%. I love that game.
$3.
$3. $2.99.
Best $3 ever spent.
And it's
Excuse
for the
me.
remastered version.
Yeah, I picked the best character.
The Pink
the
Ranger.
pink one
Rainbow.
with a rainbow magic. I don't even know what it does, but I sprinkle some rainbow whenever I got a chance.
I mean,
He
it
throwing
reminded me of a
Skittles at
carrier.
everybody.
Even the arrows
Awesome.
were pink, right? Even the arrows were like full of rainbows, wasn't
Yeah, it looked like some Cupid arrows.
it?
Oh,
Hey,
he
but I got
throwing
mo.
Try-
lollipops at people and shit.
Hey, but you guys were making fun of me for putting all my points in strength. But who got the most kills on every single episode? Every single level?
Be-
The
Not
pink
every
one.
single level. Come on,
The Pink
like
Ranger.
yeah,
At least three of
yeah.
them.
I mean,
We only played. We only
and
played
this is
6 of them.
what I'm talking about being cocky, bro. Look, you
Yeah,
put
yeah.
strength in the
Look,
video game, and look, you're cocky as fuck now.
Mm-hmm.
freaking Garfield
Imagine
over
in
Fucking
here.
real
lifted up my
life.
desk.
Nah,
You could
I
the
Yeah.
whole
just want to
book.
throw it out there, bro. I kind of froze them for you to whack. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But it's all good. It's all
That's
good.
true. There were a couple of times where I was like, "Oh, this guy's frozen. Let me just bam."
We all have roles to play. You know.
Yeah.
I'm the one that
Chris,
dies
I'll
all the
Chris,
stay in the
time.
back.
Chris forgot he had magic. Every now and then, I'd see a lightning thing go across the screen, and I'm like, "What was that?"
Chris barely used that magic, dog.
I mean, hitting people with the hammer, bro. I'm
You
a
got
closing person.
the
Yeah.
I'm a
you
closing
got the
person. I'm
power
gonna
of
slap people in
Thor
the
in your
face.
hands, and you're just like, fuck this dude.
Literally, I
I'm
would
gonna hit him with
see it, and I was like, "What was that? Was that a new enemy?"
Don't want to show him that I'm OP off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, gotta give him
You're
a
hiding
chance.
it. You're hiding it for the final stages. Huh?
Hey, so another thing I heard from the Vine that it looks like there were some patents that were kind of leaking around a little bit. People found some patents related to GameCube, and it looks like the Nintendo Switch might start having some GameCube games as part of the Nintendo Switch Online. Have
Really?
you guys had GameCubes back in the day?
No, and that's the one system I never had. That and the Wii U, 2 systems I never had.
I definitely did have that. That was a dope ass system.
Yeah, bro.
Collectively, I probably say that was. I mean, between that and the N64 is my favorite Nintendo consoles.
What'd
Fire.
you play on it?
Shit.
Probably Smash Brothers.
Come to think, yeah, Smash Bros and Mario Kart. I think Double Dash was the one that dropped for that.
Yeah, I
Was
think you're right.
super dope. Those were classics though. Like you can't not play those on the system.
Did you
The
ever
Mario
play Wind
parties,
Waker?
like in no,
Oh,
and
Mario
that's
parties.
that's what I would. That's the one that I would like to come to the Switch
What's that?
because that would be so convenient for me to play. But
What's
hopefully
that?
they hold off on this shit and just give it to me on the Switch too. Offer
Well,
more on the new Switch that I can play. And even if they don't have as many games come that new console, which I think they are gonna be stacked because they delayed it,
they're not
but
doing anything this year. They're working on
yeah,
it
they're
hardcore.
holding
I'm
out.
telling you,
They're holding out.
they are
They're holding out. But
trying to beat that
I would like to
PS2,
see it
bitches.
on a newer technology.
Yeah. Well,
And I heard
I'm
Wind
telling you
Waker
right
was one of
now,
the best.
Wind Waker. So Wind Waker pissed off a lot of people when it came out because when they saw that art style, people were like, "What the hell is this?" But it was so cool what they did where you get on on the ship talks to you, so it's kind of like your companion, and then you can go all over the world, which is kind of like there's like islands all over the world. When I first played it, I was like, bro, this isn't my Zelda. After Ocarina of Time, that's what you come with. But man, it ended up being one hell of a story, and the GameCube was an awesome console. However, in Nintendo's eyes, it was not considered successful. It didn't really sell that much. But now it's the console that has some of the most expensive games. Like you try to pick up Wind Waker, for example, it's like $70 used, obviously used right now.
Right.
But here's something that you might not know that I don't know, but I know. You know what I mean? Surely you know what I'm talking about. But there is a warehouse right now that has pallets full of Nintendo Switch carts, and that cart is of Wind Waker slash whatever the princess something or other was.
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess. Thank you. It's a pack that comes with both, and it's like Zelda All Stars. Like when the Mario game came out, that it came out with Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy. and the other one with a backpack, the water backpack,
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Dora the
they're
Explorer.
out there, bro. Those because there
Is
have been
this
a
real?
ton of rumors. Yeah, bro. For years, for at least 2 years, there have been rumors that it's coming out and it's coming out. And for I don't know what reason, they didn't do it on the anniversary of Zelda. It was like the 30-year anniversary of Zelda or 40 year or something like that, and they didn't put it out. But there are a lot of people that believe for sure it exists. But Nintendo just is so stacked all the time, and it takes less effort to make the games than it does for PlayStation and Xbox because you're making these games that are like realistic that they're able to crank them out and just have them sitting there. And whenever they're like, oh damn, things are kind of slow, people stop buying Switches. Bam, they drop it, and now everybody starts buying them again. They're
Right.
geniuses. They're really smart with it. So I
Yeah.
believe that they're out there, and I don't know what they're waiting for, but maybe that'll be something. If this year's too dry and people really stop buying Switches, they'll drop it. People will start buying them, and that's how I believe that they're going to pass the PS2 as the most sold console. It's going to be the Switch, I think. I think they're going to
Hmm.
pass it by like 5 million.
Hmm.
Damn. Damn. You think so?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
I don't know. I hope you're right. Uh, just to dethrone Sony. You know what I'm saying?
I know that. Yeah, I know that.
No.
But I already can dethrone them by telling you that the reason that they did that is because it was the cheapest DVD player out there. And I think that they put a lot of value on the PS3, or they put a lot of high expectations on the PS3, thinking that people were going to do the same thing because of the Blu-ray. They were like, it's a Blu-ray player. And that's why they were like, oh, that's just going to cost like $600 or whatever it was. And they messed up on that. They done messed up.
They messed up,
What
but you
would?
run.
Hmm.
Did you play Beautiful Joe?
I
Yes.
haven't played. Well, I played it a little bit. I have that one. Off the record. I have it. I haven't played
Bootleg.
with it much, but it's a
Off
pretty
the
sick
record,
game.
like guys.
Yeah.
Beautiful Joe was fucking pretty dope when it came out. What else was it? Mario Sunshine was super dope too. It was way different than what we experienced before.
Hmm.
Def Jam Vendetta I had on there.
Nice.
You remember the
Oh,
fighting
that was a
game
good game.
Yeah,
with all the
Yeah.
bro.
hip hops? Metroid
Yeah.
Prime.
Method Man and all that stuff.
DMX.
My favorite game. Yeah,
Ghostface.
I you know
R.I.P.
I'm gonna throw this guy under the bus because this shit hit me hard. I worked in the northeast end of Miami. Just I don't know, probably 10 years ago now.
Hmm.
Funkmaster Flex was my guy.
Oh yeah.
That's who I used on
Really?
that thing. Funkmaster. Yeah, I love that dude. I met this guy in person, and he's a complete asshole. Complete,
Oh,
like
never, never
broke
meet,
my damn
never meet
heart.
your heroes. Yeah,
I was
never meet
like,
your heroes.
man, all right. I kind of regret playing. Like I should have jumped on DMX, but whatever. I
He
I
would
had
have let you
a,
down too, though.
I would have
there's
used,
a real one
him for
right
like
there.
I would have used him for like a trading character so I could beat him up a little bit. Fuck Master
Yeah,
Flex
right.
if I was you.
Yeah.
Beat them.
Oh,
Smack that shit for being such a dick.
well, I just had to throw his ass under the bus. I'm
Damn,
still
I
sour
know that,
about
bro.
that shit.
Damn,
Um,
guys. Sorry, bro. Gotta stay humble.
Mega Man Collection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some good
Those were
Mega Man
dope
games on
games
there.
on there. The thing is, like the GameCube controller is perfect for those type of games.
that's
It really
awesome.
is. That little joystick was like short and sweet.
Really.
Yeah.
I guess because I found that controller so awkward. I never got used to it.
I
I
thought it
only
was
played
awkward
it a
too.
few times.
It
Only
is.
played it a
It
few
is. I'm
times.
not saying that it's the most comfortable, but for those fighting games like Smash Bros, it's the best control. It's the best.
People
Controller.
people hold that thing with high regard, that controller. And you know what? What's going to be cool if
Really?
they do start dropping these games on there, they're going to drop that Bluetooth remade version of that controller.
I
And
got
it's
it.
going to
I got it for the Switch now.
yeah, a wireless one that looks just like the regular one?
Yep.
No way.
I'll
Oh, right. No shit.
I'll go grab it in a little bit. It's
Oh,
downstairs.
so
Just make sure if it does come out, look into the Nintendo store because we have that. You guys are all included in a family plan, and you get discounts when you buy
Oh
controllers from there.
yeah.
Like
Good looking
remember
out,
that?
man.
Yeah, I got you,
I'm gonna
bro.
buy like
That was
6 of them and flip them shits.
fun.
Like what
They put
everybody,
a
what,
ban on. They put a ban on the family plan, dog.
bro? Everybody does that, man. Freaking.
Yeah.
I still want to get the
Hey,
N64 one because I've seen some reviews on it. Apparently, it's extremely good. So that would be cool for emulation to just take it, Bluetooth, connect to the Ally, and just
right.
emulate the N64 games on there.
Nice.
But
Bro,
you,
I did not like that controller, man.
yeah,
The N64.
I definitely understand why, but I think what happened with me was I remember having the Super Nintendo, hearing about the N64, Ultra 64, all these cool things, and I remember reading a GamePro magazine that came out with how to get all the stars in the first Mario 64 world. So I remember I studied that thing so hard that I probably didn't even need it to get all those stars. When that thing came out and I started seeing the photos of what it was going to look like, I still remember the feeling that I had of like, that is so weird, but I guess this is the future and I need to learn it and learn to love it. And I little by little just ended up loving it. The joystick sucked though. The joystick definitely needs an upgrade, but all in all, man, like I just got used to it and I just enjoyed it a lot. And there's a couple of games on there that I've played with different controllers and it just doesn't feel right. You know, I just feel like the
Yeah.
joystick just needs to be in the middle. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Well,
The
like
N64 controller was whack. I didn't like it.
you're used to playing like this, your hand on both sides of the control. The control's
Right.
in the
Hmm.
middle. Like I feel like I'm in control of this controller. But
Hmm.
when I'm doing like my
What are you
my
doing, BJ?
hand is in the
This is a
middle.
kid. This is a kid's show,
My
BJ.
hand
What are
is
you
in the
doing?
middle of the controller.
Yeah.
It feels
This is
kind
a
of
kid's show,
weird, man. Like
BJ.
the
No,
This,
I get you. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
it's a
I
kid's show,
definitely get
Hey,
BJ.
you.
Chris.
You know what it felt like to me? It felt to me like I was playing in the arcade. Just having the stick be
This
like the
guy, bro.
center focus of things.
Yeah, yeah. I could
So
see
that's
that.
how it felt like to me.
Oh
But
God, I'm sorry.
back on the GameCube, I gotta tell you
Chris
guys,
stupid.
this motherfucker's gone off the rails. It's got
Because it's going like this. You stick two fingers in it.
yeah, we got
I'm
it. Yeah,
trying to
thank
show.
you.
That's I'm not
Uh,
throwing
I'm
up gang
sorry.
sign. That's how
I'm
the
sorry.
controller looks, dog. And then you're just in the
yeah,
middle
Big ass
with the
pterodactyl,
joystick.
big ass pterodactyl fingers.
I don't know if you guys didn't like it. I think you liked it too much. I don't want to play with the one that you guys used. Give me the
Nah,
sticky
bro.
controller.
Chris's was sticky for sure. It had a
That's
little
because
brown at the
that's because
bottom of the
I like I like to snack
middle
and
hand.
play at the same time. Uh, he's so stupid, bro.
Shout out to the hot
Yeah,
dog cart.
Yeah, shout out to the hot
yeah.
dog cart.
Wherever they are.
Yeah.
So, but what you know what I talking about the GameCube before we pass that. Um, we all know about Mario Party and how badass Mario Party is, but have you guys ever played Shrek Super Party?
Never.
Shrek Super Party, I'm gonna get graphic here, shits on Super Mario Party.
Really?
Serious?
It is so good and it's hilarious and just it's like there's constant dialogue. So like you hear these characters saying all these funny things and everything as you're playing. I used to always pick Thelonious. I didn't even know who that guy's name
Thelonious.
was. I didn't know his name until playing that game. And I used to play that 4 players with my stepbrother and stepsister and my brother, and we used to all just and just man, it was just like such a bonding moment. I still dream of one day getting them all 4 back together and playing that shit. You know, it would be so
Right.
badass. But it was so much fun,
Really?
man. So memorable, so funny, and it was one of those things that you could just keep playing it over and over and over. And it kind of changed the mold of the whole Super Mario Party thing. It had the mini games. The mini games were awesome. I don't know, man. It was for me. It was that and Wind Waker, and there's probably a few others that don't come to mind right now. But that console definitely had some fun stuff.
Do you
So it'll be
remember?
exciting to see what they do.
You remember
I
early
agree.
2000s, 99, like when there was the hype of the whole Mario Kart. I think was it Sega that came out with it. Oh, I'm not sure, or maybe it might have been PlayStation. But it was Crash Bandicoot Racing. You remember that?
Oh, Crash Team
Hmm?
Racing.
Yeah, we used to kill that.
Yeah,
And up in college, when I used to go visit everybody up in college at FSU, we used to play at my buddy Carlos's house all the time, and that was the game to play because we didn't play
that thing
Mario
was
Kart. We
fun.
played Crash Bandicoot Racing. Yeah, that was a fun game.
I never would have guessed Shrek. That's
It's
a.
still, it was so
But
good.
I tell you, GameCube had some hitters. Even my favorite game of all time, which I was playing on Xbox at the time, after the Dreamcast. Oh no, was it? I had the Dreamcast. I had GameCube before Xbox. Correct?
Probably, yeah, most likely.
It came out before.
Man, my timeline is way
Well,
off.
actually, that was around the same
No,
era.
I think it was the same time.
At that point, it was the four of them
Mm,
battling:
Yeah,
right,
PS2,
right, right, right.
Xbox, GameCube, Dreamcast.
So
yeah.
that was 0102,
I
right?
think it was. So I ended up. I had Fantasy Star for Dreamcast, which I played the most on. Dreamcast went away. I ended up getting an Xbox. Xbox, I had that shit. I had a GameCube around the same time, and I ended up getting it for that shit too. So I was at Fantasy Star on all three consoles.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Could you play the
But
GameCube online?
I don't know. I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
it has a cable in the back, but I don't know that it ever did much
Because it has so many
online.
ports. The GameCube has so many different ports on it for different attachments and everything. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't remember playing anything online. Oh no,
Oh,
Fantasy Star is online.
so it
Right.
only
It had
had
to be
eight.
online. I had to play it online.
Yeah, it had only 8 games that can go online. I just looked it up. So it did have I guess not the Ethernet cable, whatever they called it back then. Um, yeah, and it
Dial-up.
had a few games only.
Yeah,
But you know who did
they
that first? Dreamcast.
yeah.
Sega was
Dreamcast,
the
yeah,
first
100%.
one.
That's what
Dreamcast
that
had
was
the
Fantasy Star
innovation,
Online.
bro. I had
They
Ninja
were
Fantasy
the
Star
Turtles
first.
on
Online
the
was huge on that.
GameCube. Yeah, Fantasy Star Online was amazing, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys. I wonder how new Genesis holds up. I wanna
I
dive into
wonder.
that deep.
Yeah, let's do
That
it
shit
next game
might
night.
bring back some memories.
Let's do it instead of playing Castle Crashers.
Um,
We'll play Fantasy Star.
well, Capcom versus SNK 2,
Mmm,
fire
Nice.
on there too.
fire.
Yeah, GameCube was dope, man. I really enjoyed that little console
Did
thing.
you?
Hmm.
I never owned it. I only played
Smash
the
Yeah.
Bros.
Japanese version of it.
Smash Bros. Changed the
Some,
game, bro.
yeah. I played.
Yep.
That's
And
the
you
only game I ever played for GameCube was Smash Brothers, and I played it when I was in Japan. One of my Japanese friends had it, and I played it over there, which is yeah, I only played for like maybe an hour or so. I wasn't really into it.
Oh, you
Yep.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, it wasn't my
Luigi's
type.
Mansion.
Oh,
Luigi's
Luigi's
Mansion.
Mansion is great
Wow.
too.
Yeah. And Metroid Prime, like you mentioned, BJ, that game is phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
one
also,
and two, I think
good.
is on. I
Right,
think they had
right,
two of
right.
them on.
Yeah, and then Resident Evil 4 apparently ran better on the GameCube than on the PS2, despite it not being as advanced. But I guess it was just more fine tuned or whatever.
Yeah,
But Resident Evil 4,
I could
badass.
see that. Yeah, it was dope, man. I don't remember much of the what other games we talk about, but they had a ton of shit on the GameCube. If they do, I'm really hoping that they hold out for the but it's like you said, they might do that push to get the GameCube on there so that they sell a few more consoles. That would make
Yeah,
sense
dude.
actually.
They're about that money. So, moving right along, some new information has come out about the Xbox handheld console that they've been working on. I don't think there's anything like specific, like any stats or anything or any specs of it, but word is out there that apparently Xbox is working on a handheld, something like the Switch or like the Steam Deck or like the ROG Ally. So, what do you think? Is this something you guys would be interested in or gimmicky?
Me? But yeah, of course. I mean, I'd love to get especially if they include Steam on there, and you like have Steam capabilities. That'll be great because it'd be kind of like having a Rogue Ally, right? But just a
Hmm.
Microsoft version of it. It would be amazing, bro. I mean, we could play some PlayStation games in it now because Steam has PlayStation games, and I think that would be more of
Hmm.
actually be great for the community, the gaming community. I think because they don't have to. People who can afford more than one console could just buy this handheld and play multiple consoles on it now. I think.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's the real Putin console.
Yeah.
That's the one that they're.
Yeah,
That's why
I
there's
didn't
no
want
info on
to
it yet.
I didn't want to break it to y'all, but that's that's the one. Though.
Hell yeah,
It's,
the ROG Putin, bro. So obviously we've heard about this for a little bit already. We don't know when it's coming, what it is. It might be for the holiday, or at least they'll put out information around the holidays for 2025 on this thing. But I think there was some talks that they were talking to Steam to see if they put Steam on this handheld, which would be funny because, like you mentioned, Chris, there are some PlayStation games that come out on the PlayStation and on PC because you gotta make some money,
right.
and it would just be funny that you have access to that. But I have a thought on this, and it's basically Phil Spencer really likes the ROG Ally. He was using the ROG Ally to play Game Pass and to play his games and everything like that. I'm sure the Steam Deck is enjoyable as well and everything like that. But if you all of a sudden are like, all right, I'm going to throw my hat into the ring, I'm going to create my own handheld, you are creating a competitor for the ROG Ally and
Mm,
the original, the OG,
mm,
the Steam Deck. Steam Deck started this thing. It looked at the Switch and
right.
said, I think we could do something better than that. So if they have that relationship where it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna build your competitor. Oh, and I want your service on my console that's gonna be competing against your console.
Right.
How would that work? It sounds a little bit like a big conflict of interest there.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing with the Rogue Allies do with Steam, right? The Steam Deck get the Rogue Ally. You could play Steam games in the Rogue Ally, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, but the
So,
ROG Ally is its own thing, separate, you know?
but it'll be just another part, another handheld device that helps people like me who don't have a Steam account, and Microsoft comes out with a console like that. I'll buy it, and then I'm able to play Steam games on it now. Which I wasn't before. So now, not only does Microsoft make money, right? So the Steam makes money, right? Now, does the Rogue Ally lose money? Yeah, of course. But companies like Steam and stuff will benefit from that. PlayStation will benefit from it because once again, I'm buying your games for this new system, right? That I can play on Steam now that I wasn't able to do
Mm.
before. So I think it's
Yeah.
more beneficial than detrimental. I think.
Mhm. The thing is, I believe that the Xbox is making their handheld. I just don't know how Steam would let them put Steam on it if Steam already has a handheld, and putting Steam on the Xbox's version is going to take away from their sales. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the Steam Deck. They're selling the Steam Deck. Their plans to make bigger, better, badder Steam Decks. Like, why would they give out their recipe? However, the ROG Ally, like you said, Chris, does have Steam because it's a Windows computer, so you can download Steam on it. But will the Xbox handheld be Windows based, where it's going to just have like Windows and then you could download things, or are they going to do something more like the Switch, where it's just simple? You put the game in, or you download the game, and it just works. Because the Ally is a little bit of like a there's a little bit of like a learning curve there. It's sometimes
Right.
it could be a little frustrating when you download a game and it just doesn't work, and you have to like tinker with things to make it work versus a Switch where it's like drop in the game,
Yeah.
play it.
Well, maybe to make it a
So
little more simplistic, as more like a digital download kind
yeah,
of thing that we do anyways now, right? A little more simplistic.
yeah,
Doesn't have to be as complicated as the Rogue Ally is, because you guys make it sound like every time you go into it, you gotta have like surgery on this thing, and it takes 2 to 3 hours just to get it working right. Maybe
yeah.
Microsoft will do
Yeah, you
PC
something
got
gaming.
similar.
different updates, BIOS updates, graphic drivers updates, Windows updates, like constant updates, Armor Crate updates.
Hmm.
So I think at first
It's not
glance,
for the faint
though,
of heart.
people think that, oh, that's competition. It's it, what are they gonna be profiting off? Like they're gonna kill
Game
themselves
sales.
if they enter. But I think honestly, I think it'll benefit everybody involved.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hoping
Because
that Xbox goes the route of like an Xbox OS instead of a Windows, because
For
we
sure.
got the Ally for the hardcore, right? That's a PC.
right.
You can
Yeah.
upgrade that shit, attach an XG mobile. That's a powerful gaming computer already. But
Yes,
for
sir.
Xbox, I'd like to just boot that thing up and just let the games ride from Xbox.
Right.
Now they
Same.
put Steam or Epic on an app that you download and you work from there. That would
Right.
be dope also, and that would be an extra revenue boost for the other platforms. Cause you think
Yeah.
about it like
Devs and
this.
everybody.
At this day and age, pretty much everybody likes what they like,
Right.
right? And you got the hardcores that got multiple consoles like us, or like the real hardcores. They got the Allies, the Steam Deck. They got all of these handhelds.
Yeah.
But if if they end up doing that, people that love Steam already have Steam. They got the
Yeah.
Steam Deck. Steam Deck 2 gonna
Right.
come out. They're gonna grab that shit too. People that like PlayStation got the PlayStation 5. People that like Xbox and the Xbox ecosystem. If they're able to mix and match, man, what if they come out, as long as it doesn't come out like the Portal, because that shit looks hideous to me, and they come out with like a more comfortable thing, man,
right.
maybe Steam
Yes.
Deck owners will want to go over there. It won't be native, but you never know, man. If you got the games and you got the comfort, it's like where your heart is.
And
I
you're
like
right. I
being
think comfort is
comfortable.
very
I don't think
important.
the Switch is comfort.
Comfort is very important.
The
I don't
Ally,
think the
No, not
Switch
at
is.
all.
correct. The
My
Ally
thumbs kill
feels
me after
so
a while.
much better because it's thick. The
Hmm.
Switch is like very thin and small,
Yeah.
So imagine making a more ergonomic, like this is already the best controller in the game. You know what I'm saying? We've been over this.
Yeah.
Imagine like
Yeah.
imagine making those guys are too smart for that.
Yeah. I think the next Xbox controller might be the best one, but you
Oh,
got to
because
put
they're
that
gonna
haptic
intrude.
feedback, bro. You're like
They're
8 years
gonna
behind. Come on.
they have to include that. Yeah.
I
They
know.
will. They will. They
But
will.
without haptics, it's still amazing. And
You know
they
that
they have bred
okay.
like they've shaved down from the Duke control all the way, refined it, the 360. They've just
Right.
gotten better and better. They're learning from every year that they pass, every product they put out. I feel like it's getting better and better. I have no doubt that they're studying a handheld. They want to make, like you said, Putin,
Man, oh man.
make a melting
Yeah.
pot of everything that just comes together very
Yeah,
nicely.
something that just
Yeah.
that'd be amazing. Something that just wraps around your hands. That'd be great.
You'd be able to play PlayStation games on an Xbox
Right, because it's the same controls.
handheld.
Yeah, I don't know what it'll look like. I doubt it's gonna look like the PlayStation Q or whatever it's called or the Portal.
Right.
But the Portal's not uncomfortable, man. Like it just feels like the controller wider. Like it's got a good grip to it, and it's a very thin screen, so it's not that heavy. There's not like a lot of tech in it, so it's surprisingly light. But but I don't think that's no. I know that that's not what Xbox is gonna make because Xbox is gonna make something more like the Steam Deck and the Ally, where it's playing the
Right.
games natively versus the PlayStation version, which is just streaming.
Yeah.
So
Right. But no, of
it,
course
but
not.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it's gonna be nice. I'm sure it's gonna be impressive. I'm sure it's gonna be nice. But you know what? I can meet you guys halfway. I can see here's where I'm gonna throw it out here right now. Certain Xbox players that would have never touched the PC will possibly buy this, and that would be their gateway into PC. Boom. And then everything is,
Right.
is streamlined across the board. So, and to be honest with you, here's another thing. You see, PlayStation is no, no. Well, everybody now is doing it. So Xbox is like, yeah, we have some games we're going to put on PlayStation. PlayStation says now they're making statements. I don't remember which one, what exactly it was. I don't have it up right now, but they were recently saying that such and such games is going to be coming out on multiple systems, and depending on how you read it, it could mean not just the PlayStation and PC, but something else. So could they be referring to just handhelds across the board? Maybe. But a good way for PlayStation to sell more and to put games on Xbox without putting games on Xbox is by putting their games on Steam, and then here come people with the Xbox handheld where they're like, yeah, I'm still an Xbox guy. I haven't abandoned my side, but I am playing some PlayStation games via Steam. So, that's a group of people that probably would not go into PCs, because I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for the Ally, I would not buy a PC. There's no way I would be dealing with that. But here we are, you know. So yeah,
Same.
I could see a future where, and that might be a way that they can merge everything without pissing off their fan base, right? Because no
Right.
Correct.
Xbox person wants to see their games running on a PlayStation, and then the PlayStation people that are all fucking crazy don't want to see the same thing either. But this might be a kind of a backdoor way of saying like, well, we didn't really put it on the other console, but you're getting to kind of play it on the other console, you know? So I think there's
I
something there.
think it'll bring more life to each ecosystem too. Like you
Yeah.
just, it's nothing but profit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like it's just
Hmm.
an additional streamline to make money. You're making money on the back end. You use that money to make better games on your end. Like why not? I
Right.
think
Yeah.
everybody's all in their panties and shit, but
Yeah.
at
I
first
think it's a
glance, I
win-win.
can see, oh, people think that they're gonna be losing money and they're giving money to their competition. Nah, man, like
No,
you're
man.
bringing more money into your own
Hmm.
ecosystem by
Everybody's
branching
gonna
out
make
a
the.
little bit.
Everybody's gonna make the cut.
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna make
Yeah,
the
the
cut.
money's
Yeah.
in the software. The money's in
correct,
the
Right.
games,
correct. And
and the
and
more
Right.
PlayStation has so many good games that only PlayStation has.
yeah,
Imagine what that would look like if another ecosystem ends up getting some of these, even like the older games, like Uncharted series. You know,
Right.
that'd be great for
yeah,
people to get into.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's actually another great point, because if you think about Steam, a lot of their popularity is in very old games that, because there isn't really like a console generation on PC, it's just better video cards and all that stuff. A game could be old and retro, but still be so easily accessible. Like Half-Life. Half-Life is what we're talking about. Yeah. So Half-Life is what, 20 years old, but anybody
Hmm.
could still pick it up and play it. And sure, it looks old school, but it's just so easy to just click it and download it that these generations could start to kind of like blur the lines, you know? So yeah,
It's funny you say that
it
because
opens the door to a lot.
it's funny you say that because people still play Team Fortress 2, and that was one of the games that was released with Half Life 2, right? Team Fortress.
Yeah.
That game
Hell
is
yeah.
still
yeah,
being played. Yeah.
there was a few games spawned off that. Portal was another
Hmm.
one.
Right. Portal. Yeah.
Like
True,
and
true.
they and they messed up because Half Life was huge when I was younger, like huge, and people were wanting a sequel for years, but I think they waited way too long.
Mm.
Then it
Yeah.
kind of like sank
But Orange
itself.
Box released it with. But then Orange Box released it with Team Fortress, which is great because
Yeah.
I love those
Yeah.
games. I love Team Fortress. That was a lot of fun.
Half-Life Half-Life 2 was awesome. I vividly remember, like, my cousin built me a PC to play that one, and it was
Hmm.
just it was an awesome game. And but yeah, like you said, they waited too long for it. The hype kind of went away. People moved on to other things, and by the time it came out, I'm sure it did well, but Valve is kind of like that. Like they're kind of very spread out and stuff. They're like, I guess they're just making so much money off of Steam in general that they don't care that much to make the games.
Yeah.
But while we're on the topic of hardware,
I,
have you guys seen a little bit about that white Xbox Series X coming out?
I, I wanna bring it back real quick if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
I wanted to ask you guys going forward. Do you think now the new generation consoles are gonna be like a Switch, like an Ally, and
Hmm.
just have like
No,
a
no.
dock that upscales everything and adds
I
more
I
think
power to the console?
I still think we're like maybe like 5 6 years away from going to that. Um, I think we're still gonna have consoles.
You You think these handhelds are just gonna be an addition, not gonna take
Right.
over the home console?
No, I think they're gonna be an addition. It's gonna be on the go. You know, you're gonna be able to take
Huh?
your your console on the road, right? Which is great.
Hmm.
I,
You've said this before, BJ, and I've thought about it, and I never really like. I always thought like, maybe, but now knowing about the ROG Ally and how when you dock it, it could be so much like substantially better. I could see a world where that Xbox handheld is, it could take care of business and everything like that. And if they create an operating system, which by the way, when all these handhelds started coming out and everything like that, I believe, behind the scenes, Windows has moved over to try to make like a because if I take my Ally handheld and I switch over to the desktop mode, you'll see a tiny computer desktop and it's very hard to navigate.
hmm.
So people have been asking for Windows to make an operating system specifically for these handhelds where you could still do everything, but in a more easy way to go about it. If they do that and they install that on the Xbox, which, Microsoft Xbox, same thing, I could see where they could make some kind of very easy plug and play system like the Switch, where yes, you got this awesome system that is much more powerful than the Switch. And when you dock it, maybe you're back at that level of having a heavy duty big home console. I don't know if we're there yet. Like Chris is saying, like it might be something further down the line, but I do feel like the future might be handheld. I feel like people would really
I think
enjoy
yes,
being
but
able to
not
take their
not
games and
for a
go.
little bit. Not for a little bit though. I'm
Yeah,
with you. I believe that too, but not for a little bit.
I think you're
I
I
right.
mean,
mean, think about this. The console, what they said on that business developer, like new hardware announced this year, right? And then
Right.
also, the next generation of Xbox is gonna be the biggest leap in console history for
right,
technology. Um, then you hear the rumors about the new Xbox. They're gonna like skip the mid-gen refresh and they're gonna just start the next gen a little earlier to combat the PS4 or PS5
pro,
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 right?
yeah,
Which is supposed
right,
to drop this year. That's another
right,
thing we didn't talk about last episode. But
Mhm.
say they're gonna do that, and then in 2 years they're just gonna Xbox gonna release another one. PlayStation is not gonna be able to get that in time. That PlayStation 6. Imagine the new handheld that they're talking about becomes the new Xbox,
hmm.
and that way you get a baseline handheld that everybody. But then you have an option for the people that want to upscale, that want that extra power, a badass dock for another $400.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I would do it. You're talking about like you can do PC like quality on a home console just by having a dock.
Man,
No,
it's so crazy that they're moving on so quick from this current gen consoles to a new console already. Man, it's nuts. These consoles haven't even matured yet. I mean, look at the Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch. It's been out for 8 years. It's still doing great. And what the Xbox and the PS5 been out what 4 or 5 years, maybe 4 years,
Yeah,
right?
about
yeah,
4 years now, going on
Yeah,
5. Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
and
come
the thing
on,
is, if you
it's
look in the past, like I believe the amount of years has been about 6 years on average in between console generations.
right,
So and PlayStation got a lot of heat a couple of months ago because they said we're towards the end of the console generation. People are like, but
no, man,
the thing is, I know what you're talking about because like it feels like we never really felt that big. I mean, granted, you got your Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, looks incredible and all that stuff, but the leaps between console generations have always been such big leaps that
right, right, right,
we I feel like this is the least one because I had a PS4 Pro and I gotta say it was significantly better than the PS4. Like you really notice a difference. But when we
right,
moved on to the PS5, because the PS4 Pro was so good, the jump was
right, right,
less impressive. So I kind of feel like I'm still playing an extension of my PS4 in a way
right.
with the PS5. So and we've had some bangers, but you know what, man? I am losing. more excitement about the future of consoles,
Right.
and it's making me look a lot more to the past and all these big backlogs that we have and everything. You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know.
No, but
I mean, you
I
have
feel
been
like
the
it's
retro
so
guy for a
that
while.
Hell yeah,
yeah. But
bro.
these
Sup,
systems, man,
sup,
haven't even
sup.
reached maturity yet, man. These systems are
Although,
still like
Yeah, buddy.
these systems are so powerful, man, that they could still make so much more to make them so much better with updates or whatever it is. You could talk to Steam, like Microsoft to talk to Steam and just bring a Steam app to Microsoft, and that would be amazing because the Xbox has so much power. The Xbox Series X is so much it's such a powerful system that's
I
a
wonder why
shame
they
that
haven't done it.
it's a shame that they're moving on so quick, man.
it'd be
I
smart
really think
for
it's a shame.
Xbox though. You got to think about on Microsoft's side, they lost the console war.
Yeah, but you
So
know what?
what would happen is
Bring
trying to
Steam.
relive. Yeah, but that's just another. That's if we're talking about the handheld, would just be an addition to it, right? That'd
Right.
be awesome for them to bring in Steam. Now you're talking about that very next Xbox home console being able to run Steam on your home TV and shit. I think that'll be a little different because I don't
And
know
the thing is,
everything's.
every
But
console you get, right? Every console you get runs with a certain, say, strength of a TV, like the performance, right? Say, the Xbox 360 ran at what 720, right? The 360, the one 1080p, right? Now the PS5 and the Xbox X Series, 4K, whatever it is, right? What is the new system going to run? I mean, I guess 8K, but how many people have an 8K TV at home? You know,
nah,
AK is the scam of the century, bro.
right?
Every time I hear people talk about AK, I just want to put like my little finger on their lips.
You're
Shh,
right.
shut your mouth.
So,
There is no AK.
but you get what I'm saying. It's like, we have these
Yeah,
consoles. With every new console, there's a new generation of TVs that's being built, so that console could match up with that TV to have this amazing, you know, picture quality, this amazing performance on it. Right? What are you going to do with the next console? You're going to bring out another 4K system to play with another 4K TV. I mean, dude, we already have it.
well,
We already
no.
have an Xbox
I
Series
think
X.
it's just a convenience thing because you look at now like quick resume change the game for me.
Right.
I go back on another old console and I'm like Jesus Christ, man! Like
I got to reload.
I'm
yeah.
spoiled now.
Yeah,
But you
yeah, yeah.
look at PlayStation 5 is selling 3-1 versus Xbox, right? And that's just here, I think. It's not
Right.
around the world. Around the world is dominating. Xbox is way behind. What happens now? You take it back to the 360 days. They released this thing a year before, if I'm not mistaken. And look at the head start that it had. It actually had some legs. They had the games to go with it. People wanted to
Right.
play the games. They want something new. So you're talking about trying to bridge that gap in the next generation and have a little head start to begin with. If
Mm,
they can maintain the developers that they have now and they have these games rolling out, a major title every quarter, all the shit on Game Pass that you could do, all those extra deals that they have. Bro, you're talking about substantial like traction that they
yeah,
gained that they
it
lost
could be a
from
big
years
bounce
before.
back.
Correct. Correct. And now they actually have the system in place to do it. So it would be smarter for them to do that. Now
So,
just throw Steam on top of that. Like if they were
right.
to do that, get
But let's
about
say
it,
they
Yeah,
man.
release a say they release another console. The console still running games that are 30 frames per second instead of 60, like people want them. What are you going to say then?
Yeah,
The
but I
console
don't
is
think that would
powerful, but
happen
the
on the
games are
next
not.
the next generation.
yeah. I think
But
they're gonna
Maybe
start focusing since I think the 8K. I think these new consoles are going to say that they run 8K, and then they're gonna be playing like Sea of Stars at 8K or something like that. Hey, see, I told you we could do 8K, but I think that they're hearing everybody talking about the frame rate and caring more about that. Don't be surprised if like they're gonna be turning that shit up to a 10. You're gonna have even more than 60 frames, and they're gonna focus more on that, and that's where you're gonna see like the attention go. And if they can get to the 4K and 60, and then maybe even past the 60 at 4K, I think you're gonna be good for 10 years. All this talk about 8K, Trust me,
Man.
the 8K TVs maybe in 10 years. But the thing is, there is I forget what the proper terminology is for it, but there's like the law of diminishing returns. From 720 to 1080 was, oh wow, I could see it. From 1080
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah. That's
4K,
a big
yeah, I
change.
could see it. From 4K to 8K, go to
It's not
Best
that
Buy
much.
and go look at an 8K TV. Sure, it looks good, but there are 4K TVs that look so good that you would not be able to tell which is
Mm,
which, and they're
I
selling those
agree.
things for $15,000.
And not only that, but
I don't
who
think
the
that they
hell?
would pull an 8K.
But who the hell's making 8K anyways? Nobody's making 8K. Like
No, the
the
TVs,
highest
they're out there.
resolution.
Oh, you mean
I know, yeah, no,
They're
yeah,
like
but like
15,
programming,
$20,000 and shit.
but
trash?
programming and games like that. Who's making eight? Nobody's making eight
Right.
Ks game.
You buy an 8K TV right now, and everything, you're going to be living your life in 4K for the next God knows how long.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
I think
you're
if you
right,
buy
Chris. Nobody's making that stuff.
if you buy a 8K TV now, you're a bendejo, like my boy Ellison says. You're a bendejo.
Yes.
And yeah, there's this one game. It looks very cartoony. I don't remember what game it is. I'd have to look it up. That came out in 8K, and it was kind of like that was the game that they put out that say, "Hey, look, this game is 8K," but it looked like something like Sea of Stars. So technically,
Castle
it's
graphics,
8K, but it was like not very demanding at all. So,
right?
but the thing is, it's very deceiving what they do because when the PS5 Pro box it comes out, the box can't say the same thing that the PS5 box says, 4K 60. It has to say something more. So it's probably going to say 8K 120, but bro, that's
Mm.
that maybe
I'm not
that's
getting the
talking
pro.
like 5 or
I'm not
6
getting the
years.
pro.
I don't think they're going to market
I'm not.
8K, to be honest.
I hope they
There's
don't.
too
That'd be
much
stupid.
controversy around the whole 60 frames, and they can't get that shit to run. So I think it would be smart for them. Besides, they're not pushing the hardware. It's all on the developers. They can run technically 60 frames per minute, but per second, but they're not because the developers aren't putting out shit like that.
Right.
They haven't tapped
100%.
into these monsters like Chris was saying before. There's so much potential left. If they were to start a new
Right.
generation, you're just trapping yourself for the future. Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
8K, 30 frames per second. Like I don't think that
Yeah.
that's gonna be a smart thing to
No.
do.
No.
Focus
100%.
on getting what you have now. Everything looks beautiful. Look at Stellar Blade right
Oh
now.
man, dude, dude,
Amazing.
the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they run great, amazing, so quick. So I was playing my PS4 today, and I was sitting there waiting for the goddamn loading screen for like 10 minutes, bro. It's like, come on, man. My PS5 and my Xbox runs it faster, and it's amazing how fast
Yeah.
a quick resume. Even PlayStation 5 has a quick resume kind of style thing that you could like start a game to from where you left off, and it brings you automatically into that thing, which is really cool. But
It
this
skips the
systems
like
have not met life.
it's I love that,
Skips
man,
it.
and I feel
Yeah,
like an idiot because I didn't realize it until later. But like, you could be on the home screen of the PlayStation, and you can go to the game, and instead of clicking to open the game, you go down to continue, and it basically skips the home screen, the intro, the new
yeah,
game, continue, pick the game, skips all that, and just drops you in like if you click load your game,
yeah.
which I feel like an idiot that I didn't know about that until like a month ago.
Which is cool.
I'm using that for Final Fantasy all the time.
Yeah, me too. Me too. 100%. I resume play. Resume play. That's what I do all the
Bro, you
time.
know
Yeah.
what game? It was Witcher 3 that I played for like 208 hours. Exactly how long I played. I played the hell out of that game. But every time you fast traveled, it was at least 10 seconds of looking
Oh,
at a
Jesus
screen and just
Christ.
staring at it. So I'm thinking like maybe 50 of those hours was in loading screens. But bro,
But yeah, man.
when I
I mean,
played it on the PS5, oof, yeah.
but I will tell you this. I mean, I just got the PS5 this past Christmas, right? And then the Pro's coming out this Christmas. I'm not going to get the Pro. I'm enjoying the one I have now because it's great to begin with. I mean, I don't know how much the Pro is going to make, how much difference the Pro is going to make compared to this one.
I don't
I
That
know,
don't know how
man.
much.
supposedly is gonna be like a quarter more powerful. Everybody was speculating the specs are gonna be insane, but like these leaks that they said, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be too crazy of a. I mean,
Right.
they're not even
So they're going to change
tapping
the
into
color.
this right now. We're gonna get a console that's gonna play the same shit. You
Right.
know, that it's
So
it's
what they're
what
going
the
to do?
developers put out. It's not what the console's
Right.
capable of.
Right. So they're gonna change the color of the
Yeah.
console, right? Change the color of the console, make it maybe just a little more powerful, and that's it. I think I don't know how much more they could do with this console right now
Yeah.
because it's perfect the way it is right
I
now.
don't know if it's as much of a leap as the PS4 Pro was, then you'll I think you guys will be like, oh, okay, because I'm telling you, like when the PS4 Pro came out, it was huge. But is it worth making the leap right now? I know that I won't be doing that. I'm not gonna spend 500-600
Yeah,
bucks,
I'm not.
whatever it is. Nah, I'm good, man.
No,
I'm good. Maybe it's because we're getting old, but I'm losing the excitement a little bit, man. Like
on the console, yeah.
PS1 was exciting to me. PS2 when it came out, it
Oh
was so
man,
exciting. 3 exciting, 4 exciting, but I don't know if it's the whole digital library and the fact that like all these older games are now available on the new console, and I don't know what it is, but I don't have that excitement anymore. I just whatever's
That's
cool is
I,
it.
cool, and that's it.
That's
You know.
it. The
I think things are coming out too
anti-consumer and
fast.
Sony got you, bro.
I think
It's
things
a
are coming out
wrap.
too fast, and
Nah,
it's, man, I don't think we're ready for
I
the
don't know.
next generation yet, man. I mean, this
Yeah,
console's
but
got so
they
much life.
they probably originally had this planned from the jump. But what a wrench that got thrown into this world was COVID. That shit
Right.
delayed everything. So
Mm,
all of this new stuff that we were supposed to get is all old shit that had to get delayed. And so we still haven't tapped into anything. So originally they probably like, hey, every 4 or 5 years we do a mid gen update, and this
yeah.
is what we're gonna put out. So we were holding out to begin with. All this shit got delayed, and now they're still trying to go with the plan that they had instead of adjusting and just pushing it a little further.
Mm.
But it's like you said, these consoles right now I think can last another 10 years and we'll still be good.
100%.
But
And you can still put up
Yeah.
great quality games, and it'll be
Yeah.
amazing. And improve
Eh,
updates, make better updates, but it'll be great, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know
uh,
what? I could prove that you're right. I could already prove that you're right. Because, like I mentioned last episode, I took my PS3, I plugged it into my OLED, and it looks phenomenal, bro.
Yeah,
It looks really good. So if a 15-year-old console or however old it is can still look good after all this time, like, yeah, these things got a lot of life in them. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
tell
man.
you what
Amazing.
doesn't have a lot of life: the battery in this controller, dog. That shit's been on idle and it's already one. I had
I've
that
been,
shit fully charged, bro. I haven't even
I've
been
been waiting
playing.
for, I've been waiting for this moment, bro. Hang on, where's it at? Hang on a second. Where's it at? Wait. Hang on, wait. Hang on.
Look at this
Let's
guy
see.
showing off with the light show.
I've been waiting for this moment.
yeah. Chris is celebrating right now because despite everything, he's having more fun in the last couple of months than he has had in 10 years.
Oh, shut
Cold
up!
blooded.
Damn, I'm having
Chris
a
What are
is
you
great
gonna
time
play
having
though.
next,
fun.
Chris?
Oh, right.
You gonna get on that Last of Us?
I,
Maybe try
yes.
Uncharted? What do you
No,
got,
I
bro?
played
We got
Uncharted a little
we got
bit.
what you need.
Last of Us Two remastered.
You like that Ghost of
But I need.
Tsushima? Mm.
Oh, I know. I've been
Oh,
playing
I
that
was
You
too.
want
just
you
playing
want to
this.
Oh,
I think
so
I
you want to
told you
kid?
that.
here's my one issue. Here's my one issue that I have right now, and I'm sorry to say this. When you download, like I downloaded Castle Crashers for the PS5, right,
Hmm.
and for the PS4, and I had started playing on PS5 first with my son, and we got to a certain level when the data doesn't migrate to the PS4. You have to start from scratch. That's bullcrap.
It's not cross
It's the
progression.
same. Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
What
Two
the hell?
different consoles.
not all games have cross progression, including not all Xbox games have cross progression. That's a specific feature that
Mm,
they have to add. So,
every game that I play
bro,
on Xbox, no, and I'll just be honest. Every Xbox game that
but
I played on the one,
you're comparing like heavy duty like AAA big games to a game that's literally 10 years old that they were kind of like, "Hey, let's just bring this on." So, that's something that it's like nobody's working on this game anymore basically. It's just
but
kind
it's
of
not
like,
that demanding to begin with. It's like how demanding is that? It's a freaking 5 gig game. How
yeah.
demanding is to put a
But
little
you're going to
extra
have to
effort
get
to it? Nah,
You got to get
Jim Ryan's
devs
fault.
from 10 years ago to come back and like I mean I don't know man I don't like it's a
But
super
he,
old little game. You know, it costs $3. You
I
paid
know, but
$3 for it. You're asking for too much, my guy. Get a
nah,
new
come on,
character, build
not
that
too
guy
much.
up.
No, not too much. It's not too much to ask
Yeah,
that.
man.
It's not too much. So my thing is, I'm playing Ghost
Yeah.
of Tsushima on the PS4, right? So my fear is if I play
Mhm.
it, if I download my PS5, is that gonna go and carry my information over, or gonna
No.
start from scratch?
Your
Booty,
save game saves to the cloud,
booty,
but so look into it, man. You look into it. Let me know how that goes.
booty.
So look, a lot of these games like Final Fantasy, the first Final Fantasy remake, I was playing it on the PS4 Pro, and when I got the PS5 version, when we moved on to PS5, you download the game and it says convert a save game from PS4 to PS5. So like it'll take it and bring it from one console to the other. So
Right.
like it's there. It's just not gonna be on some random little game, which by the way doesn't belong to PlayStation. So go on Xbox and see if that happens.
It's
You know,
behemoth.
yeah, yeah, dude.
No,
So
but let's say, but you know what? I'm gonna see if it does it for Ghost of Tsushima. I'm gonna because I want to play it upscale on my PS5. You know,
yeah,
because the loading
just if you
screens
go on
drive me nuts. You
PS5,
know,
look for yeah, yeah. No, that's a lot to deal with is those load
yeah,
screens. But so what do you guys think about that Xbox One Series X all in white, no disk drive? I think we're
I told
moving
you.
to an all digital future,
Didn't I
boys.
say that? Didn't I say
Yeah,
like a few episodes ago? Didn't I say that? I said it for
I
What?
like maybe like
still
three, four
haven't
episodes
seen
ago.
the actual picture. I still haven't seen the actual picture
It's gonna be here
of
for you
the
to celebrate.
actual white one. It's not the cylinder one, right?
No, it's not the cylinder one. It's the Xbox Series X, all white, no disk drive.
Yeah, I clicked an article on IGN that said like the leaked pictures or something like that, but they
My,
haven't.
my girl's getting
It didn't
her
show.
butt cheeks clapped over there.
Yeah. So I think it's
Yeah,
either gonna have
I'm just showing
it's
y'all the.
either uh, I don't know, it's either gonna I mean, so here's the thing, if you're gonna put out the same console again, different color, you know, and without the disk drive, you're gonna have to do one of two things. You're either gonna have to make it cheaper to kind of entice people to buy it,
Right.
or you're gonna have to kind of put some incentive like a 2 terabyte hard drive or something like that and
Hmm.
kind of sell it like that, you know. I mean,
Well, let's see
they've
what they're
done
gonna do.
they've done it's kind of like a console refresh, but it's kind of glaring in your face that they're taking out the disk drive, you know, not specifically throwing shade on Xbox as a whole, but taking away the disk drive. I mean, you know, you could say that's to save money, and I'm sure it is to some extent to save money, but you know, there was a whole big thing about backwards compatibility where you take your old game, you put the disc in, and now you're playing like a 4K version of those older games, which is awesome to be able to do. But you know, the console you have is still going to be around for a long time. But people jumping into it now, you know, won't be able to do that. And I don't know what the solution will be to that, but I think we all are going to eventually move to all digital. You know, the PS5 Pro, I think will have a disc drive. The next one, I think will not. My opinion.
that that gray
Hot
color looks
take.
sweet though. The PS5 the color that they're putting out there,
That
the little
silver kind
space
of
gray.
gray
Yeah,
thing.
it looks fucking fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
bro.
blue stripe in the middle. Yeah, looks nice. I'm not gonna
Looks
get
like
it, but
the
it looks nice.
original.
I'm not so sure the PS5 Pro will have a disc drive.
Yeah, really? You think might
This,
not?
yeah, physical
Well,
games is like 10% of what they're buying right now. It's
it'll,
crazy
it'll
how
That's
be
low
true.
it
optional.
is.
You think it'll be
It's
optional?
Yeah.
low.
Probably. It'll be optional.
Nah, I don't think
You
they'll
can buy it
do it.
separately if you want it. No,
Hmm.
No.
Interesting.
like
I'm not so
like the
sure
slim,
anymore.
like the slim, right? The slim has an option to have it with a drive or without a drive, right? You could
Hmm.
buy it with a disk drive,
Mm.
or you could buy the slim without a disk drive and then just add a disk drive to it. So they probably will do the same thing with
Yeah.
the Pro.
Let me
All
ask you
right.
guys something. This
Mm-hmm.
this this thing with the Xbox, the all white, is a leak or it's something that's legit? I've been working a lot, man. I haven't been paying attention.
I'm gonna have to find it because I'm pretty sure it was at first it came out and people weren't sure if it was gonna be a thing, and then I don't know if they found a patent or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's. I'll look it up. Yeah, I don't want to hold you up while I try to find this, but
Yeah.
I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that it's in the works, but there's nothing to show yet. There's
Yeah.
nothing physical to show yet. But
Well,
if you guys want to move away from it, because I know Chris kept changing the subject, talking about PS5 when I'm trying to talk about this Xbox. But whatever,
My
bro.
bad,
Whatever. It's
my
okay.
bad.
It's okay. No, you're
Deflection.
good. The
No, I wasn't
deflection is
deflecting.
real.
I wasn't deflecting. I was just making a point.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that they're gonna come out with a new Xbox, but not like a pro type model. This makes sense because they always have different iterations of Xboxes.
Right.
I had
Right.
like four 360s myself. When the Elite came out, I
Really.
upgraded. When the Gears of War one came out, that sexy red
Yeah.
slim one, my
Sick.
girl
Did it make
bought
a
it for
chainsaw?
me.
Did that make a chainsaw sound effect when you turned
Yes,
it
when
on?
you turned it on, well,
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
That's
yeah, it
cool.
was a lot of cool shit like that that Xbox has been doing for years. So I wouldn't be
Right. That
surprised if they
R2D2
came
one.
out with
Yeah.
something like that. And a 2 terabyte hard drive would be amazing. Actually,
Dope.
the
That'll be good.
game files just keep getting bigger and bigger, man. So the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Not to
That's
mention
true.
like the little memory cards now are getting a lot cheaper. When they
About
came
time.
out, I ended up buying a hard drive for the Series X when it dropped, and I spent like $200 on a hard drive.
That was crazy. Phil Spencer did that
Yeah.
for you. He's like, you want to expand your hard drive? It's only got to be
Two
hours,
hundred
and it's
bucks.
going to be 250
Two hundred
bucks.
bucks.
The
No, but that
PlayStation
was the cool
equivalent was like
thing.
$100.
So the 360, right? I mean, the Xbox One. I had a hard drive, 500 gigs in it, right? That I found. It was just a random thing that I got, and I loaded games on that thing, and it ran perfect, and it was a fraction of the cost.
So, but here's the thing: if you cannot put Xbox Series X games on an external hard drive and
No,
run it from there, what you have to
no.
do
This,
is like
this is for
load
the
it.
Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
move it.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah,
When I'm done with a
you have
game,
to.
I just move it to the thing.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
is
what you have to do.
annoying. They better fix that shit on the next console. How advanced it's supposed to be, because
Yeah.
that thing is annoying. When I want to tap into like an old game that I already beat that I put in my hard drive, I gotta
Right.
bring that shit back and then load it on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I hope they fix that. That's a good point.
Yeah, yeah. I
All
mean, the
right.
Sony one isn't the easiest thing in the world. If you want to take off the plates, it's not that easy on the first PlayStation. But at the end of the day, it's an upgrade that you do one time, and it's internal and
And
it's
it's
not
easy.
visible. And you don't have to worry about. Yeah, it doesn't have to. It's not going to get snagged on anything. It's not going to get disconnected because your kids pull it
Yeah.
out or something like that. It's just done. Once it's done, it's done. But and then they have some crazy ones. They have 4 terabyte ones right now. So it's 4 terabytes plus whatever you have. So you have almost 5 terabytes on there, and
Wow.
those are like I think like $200. So crazy stuff.
Mm.
But
Sounds
yeah, I
good.
know
Sounds good.
this is kind of a long episode. There's just one last thing I
I'm gonna
wanted to
do a
talk
little
about.
speculation real quick.
Send it.
New Xbox. If they're gonna do that whole, we're gonna get a head start on Sony. Bring back the faceplates on whatever console. Make detachable
Yeah.
faceplates that you can customize and design, because that'd be
Right.
a nice
Like
little nod back to the
like the PS5.
360.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. I had to change the plates on that ugly ass console. Um,
Who did that for you though? Jim
you're right.
Jim Ryan.
You're right, man.
Jim Ryan was like, I think BJ's gonna want to change his plates though. Make it so his plates could be changed.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Nice.
you're
bro.
right.
Go.
That's a good point, though. But yeah,
I
they
want you to
have
play
to.
some ugly
Like,
as well
I
too.
like customizing my shit, and if you give me more options, I'm gonna use it. I just love options, even though I'm not using
Yeah.
them. Who
Right.
doesn't?
Yeah.
Bring back that. If they're gonna put an AI in an Xbox, that shit better be named Cortana, bro.
Mm.
If not, they lost already, bro. Before they started, and that's it. I'll
They
move
like
Don't
on.
be
to.
I
silly.
just want
They
to
seem
throw
to
that
like
out there.
abusing. They seem to like abusing Halo, but that could be a good way to redeem themselves. Start with Cortana and then start fixing up Halo again.
I mean, as long as they cancel that atrocious show, They can probably save Halo, but if they keep that thing
he's
going,
so he's so
man,
angry about it.
that's the biggest
You,
disappointment of the century, bro.
I
Oh man,
that
sorry, bro.
sucks, bro.
You guys saw
I
Wonder
haven't
Woman,
watched it yet.
the
Oh, which
movie,
one?
Which
the first one?
84?
yeah.
Yeah. What about it?
No, 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 the first one.
The first. Yes, the first one. Yes.
First one was awesome
Yeah,
with
100%.
Ares.
Yes,
The
100%.
second one, that
They
lady
try to be
didn't
like
know what
retro
the fuck
80s.
Wonder Woman was, man. She had no idea what Wonder Woman was. You could tell Zack Snyder had so much influence in the first movie.
Right.
And then she came and tarnished Wonder Woman like garbage. Second one was
Sad.
such a sad movie. I couldn't
Right.
believe what I was watching when I saw that after seeing the first one. Halo is 10 times worse than that.
Oh
I'll
Wow.
leave it like
shit.
that.
Oh wow.
I kind of want to see
Wow.
it now. How bad it is.
I,
I don't want to give it one more view though.
Think about The Last of Us. You know the game like the back of
yeah.
your hand, right? And you're watching the
Right.
show and you get all these nods to like certain things. Literally nothing in this show except for, and I quote, nothing in this show for 2 seasons has happened anywhere in the Halo universe except for Cortana going into Master Chief armor. That's the only accurate thing that they have in that whole Halo.
That's too
So
bad.
carry on. I'm not gonna do
No
this
man. Go
every
ahead.
fucking
Go
episode
ahead.
that we do, but
Hey,
Go
but
ahead,
maybe they'll
Jose.
do like what they did with Doom, where they put the Rock in it. Maybe they'll put the Rock as Master Chief and then fix everything up.
oh god, yo, stop,
Don't
stop.
Sorry,
Hollywood listens to this shit, bro. Don't give them no more
sorry.
don't do that.
ideas.
Don't do that.
You know, like
Matter of fact,
Shogun, the seppuku. That's what they need to do. They
yeah.
just need to
Hiroki.
just take themselves out and just stop the show, bro.
Wow.
You know who'll be a
All right.
good
Well, last
Master Chief? Kevin Hart.
who?
Kevin Hart.
Oh
Uh,
my god, dude.
maybe it'll
He
be
could be
funny at least
Sergeant
then.
Johnson, though.
Yeah. A shorter version.
Yeah. Go.
All right.
Carry on.
Good.
Next
We're
final topic.
we're almost at the 2 hour mark here, so let's wrap it up. So the people from Sony Santa Monica surprised us by dropping a trailer for the sequel to the sequel to the sequel, and it's the Atreus game is coming out. The new God of War is coming out, and it's going to be an Atreus led game. I know BJ might not know too much about all this, but
I know
I think
that's
you
the
watched the
son.
game, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, but without spoiling too much, I mean, by the time you get to it, BJ, you'll probably forget about these conversations. But
Yeah.
I'm actually excited about this because it's kind of confirmed what we all kind of thought. It makes sense to follow the son, Atreus, but at the same time, we were kind of like, what could we expect? He's going into the world of the giants to try to save them and everything like that. It's kind of a long story, but the giants were kind of they were trying to escape Odin or get away from Odin or hide from him by shrinking themselves and going into these orbs where they just weren't human anymore. They were just these orbs.
Right.
So then Atreus at some point goes into this like separate realm and he meets this girl and there's a lot of stuff that goes on there that's pretty interesting. But I think the coolest part that excited me was that, if you look at the mythology that this God of War follows, the Norse mythology, there's Fenrir, which is this giant hound that I think protects the gates of hell or something like that, or makes it,
Mm-hmm.
is like the guard of going to some shit like that. I
That's not the
forget.
three-headed dog.
No,
No,
the
not the
Cerberus.
Cerberus, but this is Fenrir. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember exactly what it
You,
was.
you remember? You
But what was
remember?
cool
Do you
is
remember
they,
Thor? The one part with Hela comes up with a big old dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Fenrir.
Oh, that's
that's
fun.
Fenrir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's supposed to guard gates to something. I
Mm-hmm.
forget what it is. So or is it what's the area where the gods all lived?
Mount Olympus.
Valhalla. Valhalla.
Valhalla. So I think Fenrir guards the gates to Valhalla, maybe? I can't remember. Or maybe not Valhalla, where Odin was living, with the wall
Right.
around it.
Right.
Asgard.
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 Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So one of those things. So Fenrir does all that. So what's cool is as the game starts, coincidentally, their dog, Kratos and Atreus had two dogs or wolves, and they one of them's name was Fenrir, and he was getting sick, whatever, he was dying, and then unfortunately he finally dies, and it was kind of an emotional moment. Their relationship is getting better, and now they're kind of suffering through this together. But what's really cool is at the start of this trailer, he says, like, "Come on, boy, let's go," and you
Mm-hmm.
hear like a wolf voice or something like that. So you're in the world of the giants. You're expecting that you're going to meet a lot of really big characters, and you do. At one point, there's a scene in God of War where you go to that alternate realm or whatever, and it's very similar to the Fable trailer that we have now, where there's this giant lady or the giant guy following around the little person. Very, very similar to that. And it's just cool that now you might have this companion that's humongous. So, Chris, I think that this game might be played a lot more zoomed out, and there might be bigger environments. It might be a little bit more semi open world because you're going to need space for these giants to roam.
Right.
Almost like in Sea of Stars, where you're going through that sky place and the people have to lift up their
Right.
feet for you and stuff like
Right.
that. So, I don't know. I'm speculating, but I'm excited. And it's coming out apparently this year,
So
just 2 years after God of War, Ragnarok.
so I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking too, man. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a whole new game. I thinking they haven't said anything yet. They say it's a new game, but I think it's going to be more like a DLC to like kind of like Valhalla was, kind of like Miles Morales is to Spider Man.
Could be, could
It could
be.
be something like that.
That could explain the short like
Right.
time period,
That yeah,
unless
like
they've been
maybe
working on this game, continuously.
maybe 10 hours, maybe 10, 12 hours.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So let's see.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very cool to see him grow more
Oh,
and to see about that whole relationship because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but looking at the mythology, there's stuff that goes on between them. So, but I'll leave it
right.
there.
It'd
So,
be cool to see
all right.
Mimir taking off with Atreus.
It was implied that Mimir might follow along for this
Really?
adventure, which would be pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
So we'll see.
If they do this like a Miles Morales, like standalone game, like a little side game,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it works. But when they start doing like Spider-Man 2 and they start incorporating both, did you guys play as Atreus in the last in
Yes,
Yeah,
Ragnarok?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
they actually
So they
did a
switch back
great
and forth.
job with it.
Yeah.
They
Certain
so
things,
there's
yeah.
parts of the story where they have a fight and the sun storms off, and then you see how the camera's kind of attached to Kratos, and then they're just he kind of storms off or whatever, and the camera just kind of positions itself because there's no loading screens. It's just like everything just smooth.
Right.
So and then all of a sudden you're controlling Atreus, and you're like, all right, what are we doing here? And so yeah, what's cool is he has a skill tree of his own. Like he has things
Mm-hmm.
that he learns versus in the first game where he's kind of like an extension of Kratos, where
Right.
you press square to shoot an arrow, which that still happens, but now you build him up, and when you play it with him as his own, you wonder, and it's cool because there's a part, and I've said this before, where Kratos, Atreus is like, or Kratos tells him like, "Oh, Atreus, you're doing well, you're learning, you're getting stronger," and he's joking around. He's like, maybe one day I'll be as strong as you. And he says to him, like,
He just
if
smiles.
you don't, then I have failed.
I felt
You
yeah.
know, it's kind of like
Yeah.
saying like, and then what's cool is when you play as Atreus, you're like, how could I possibly take on these beasts without you
My
know
father.
Kratos? And he manages to
Yeah.
like it's very quick gameplay where you dodge very well, you slide under their feet, you're attacking them from
Yeah.
behind, you're using these different little skills that he has, and you're like, wow, man, like they made it so that I'm not as powerful, but I could still be as effective. So
Right.
it's pretty interesting.
Pretty
That's
cool.
part of why
Right.
I'm excited to play as him. You know,
Well, it's a
Right.
hit or miss, is what I'm saying, because they do a side game, then it might work very well, like build Atreus up on the side. But when you start, I don't like it that, for example, Spider-Man 2, Peter Parker's my guy, man. I grew up with that guy. That's my favorite superhero ever. And it seemed like Peter Parker's game, they want Miles Morales to take over. You
hmm,
know what I'm saying? In
Mm-hmm.
certain parts. I'm
I
like,
Mm-hmm.
yo,
got
it's
you.
too
Right.
soon. You got so much more story. This is only the second game. you're already trying to kill off Peter Parker type of deal. Well,
Right.
Interesting.
Kratos, you got so much more to offer. Kratos is one of the most badass characters ever made. He kills gods. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
But
so
Kratos
much
been
more
around for like 20
storytelling
years
and
too,
so
so
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much that you can do. Like
and
Master
there's been so
Chief.
many
You know?
like God of War games that we kind of like seen his story
Yeah.
progress throughout the years.
But
So
Atreus is Loki. Atreus should not be a god of war. So
God of
yeah, I think
Mischief,
it
right?
makes sense that it will be a DLC, so it could still have that. It could fall under that name. But
Right.
I don't think, and that's a good example, BJ, because this is very comparable, where they're kind of going through the same course. And if the game goes on with Atreus, it has to have a different name. It can't be God of War because the kid is not going to be God of War, and it can't be referring to like
God of
your dad who you might see two or three times in the game.
God of
You know,
Mischief,
Yeah.
God of Mischief,
God of
Demigod of
Mischief. Yeah,
War. I don't know.
yeah.
God of
I
Mischief. I
just
say.
hope not because I really hate when they like try to. It's not necessarily kill off because I'm not saying Kratos is gonna die and then Atreus is gonna be in the next game like the main. But I hate when they start diminishing the main character that everybody loves to like just stop his storytelling and then move on to another one. Like we Mario has been around since the beginning of our times and shit, and we don't have Baby Mario Odyssey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kid
Yeah,
Mario
yeah,
or like I just can't stand it, man. The new
yeah.
Batmans, like in the comic books, they have killed everything that I love. They start doing like, oh, we're gonna do the Batman Beyond, just move Batman to the
That
side,
that
and we're
that was
gonna bring him in. It was a
Batman
nice little
Beyond. It
one,
is
but it wasn't the main thing. We
right.
still have Bruce Wayne. It was like a little side
Right.
thing, just like
Mhm.
a,
Right.
a nice little addition.
Yeah.
But it's not like that
Mhm.
guy completely took over Batman
Mhm.
till this
Hey,
day.
since Nintendo obviously watches us, let me give you an idea. So Super Mario Odyssey 2 releases with the Switch 2, and then Mario has salt and pepper hair. He has gray hair, and gray beard. And he has, whatever, he's getting older, and then baby Mario comes in, he's young, and then what you can do is you can kill Mario in this game. Luigi will do it. And then baby
What?
Mario is the main protagonist trying to
He's
go
so
What
after
you mean, Baby
stupid.
Luigi
Though.
Mario?
to kill him, you know.
Baby Mario would actually be like a little turtle with spikes and a red hat.
Yeah. It's a me, Baby
Oh,
Mario.
incest. Somebody brought incest to the party.
Mario was really his adopted father. Bowser's the
Oh,
one that's been hitting Peach for years, dog. Everybody knows this.
Clapping them cheeks.
oh man.
Clapping them
I'm gonna have to
You
cheeks.
work on
think she
bleeping on
gets
this episode.
kidnapped every game, dog? Nah, that's
And don't get
willingly.
pregnant? And don't get pregnant?
You know what
Oh
I'm
man.
saying? I
I'm gonna have
stop. I
to
stop.
I'm gonna have to learn how to use the beep but bleep things out on this. Oh boy, this is gonna be an
It'll be
editing
an entire
nightmare.
sentence that you're just gonna be like, "Beep," and I'm just there talking.
And we're like camera zooms in.
Oh man, that's
I
hilarious.
really do. I
Uh,
haven't watched anything past God of War 3 because I intended on playing the games when I got the PlayStation 5. So
yeah.
it's on my backlog and I don't want to spoil it.
Oof.
But I really do hope that they don't incorporate that and like they just make it a side thing. I really
Yeah,
do
I
because
agree.
I
Yeah.
was so disappointed
Yeah.
with this last Spider-Man. They're trying to do too much and there's still so much like
Story.
Miles Morales is so dope on his own, but he doesn't need to be
Right.
my Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Or like you
So
said before, make it like an open world game or some kind of a co-op game where you could choose to play the story as either one, you know,
yeah,
Right.
or pick who's going to be your main and see it from
Like
their eyes.
like
but
BJ's
they could
favorite
be
game.
two
Like
different
BJ's favorite
stories.
game.
It doesn't have to be like take over. You know
Like your favorite game, BJ. Gotham
what?
Knights.
I Oh
Oh
man.
my god, bro. I just
Now
got a nasty taste
you
in
can
my
pick.
mouth, dog. It's crazy.
All right.
Hor-
Sorry.
Horrible. All right. Well, we've been going on for over 2 hours now. So, what do you guys think?
Jesus,
You guys got
yes.
anything else?
No, sir. Gotta go fight this
Yeah,
cold.
we got
Nah,
to
man.
give one more shout out to Aldo, man, for hooking it up, bro. This guy's you'll see this again soon. It's gonna be looking nice and pretty, my
Nice,
guy.
nice.
Yeah,
He
shout
Awesome.
out
wants us to
Aldo.
talk
That
about,
was
Thanks,
real
man.
cool, bro.
yeah,
My
bro.
dude.
We're gonna keep it at my house, right?
Wherever you want, bro.
After it's nice and shiny, he's gonna throw it on the back there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
All
All right,
right.
well, we're gonna leave it right here. We've gone over a lot of stuff. We spent a lot of time out here. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit us up in the comments if you want to talk about anything or have any suggestions for the next episode. And other than that, man, be cool, man. Peace. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.